Now, Trump is saying all this shit is going to start coming out.
Okay.
Everybody, he's like, Obama got caught red-handed spying on my campaign. We've got all the files. That's all out.
Well, now, I mean, if you look at recent interviews with Trump, because the Clintons are threatening to go directly to the hearings on the Epstein Files before they're subpoenaed, kind of like burn ourselves down just to take this motherfucker out. Trump's actually very favorable when he talks about the Clintons now. He's like, I know Bill. Bill's a great guy. We've been friends a long time. I was like, ugh, Jesus Christ.
Well, they already testified in their home with Congress there. The one committee showed up and they testified there because they were subpoenaed.
The Clintons? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Bill...
Now, has anything been made public from that?
Oh, yeah. You can watch the videos of most of it.
Oh, okay.
Bill gets all excited because they pass him pictures of him with all these girls in the Epstein Files.
Wait. So is he like literally popping a tent? What do we mean by excited?
Yes. His lawyer goes to pick the paper, and as his lawyer's taking the paper, he's like, wait.
I remember that.
He's like going down memory lane with her. There's the Hatman shades. Yee. Yeah, I caught a couple clips.
Oh, did you?
I was perusing.
Yeah. Well, my brother got me these glasses, and I was like, oh, they're Howard Stern glasses. I have to wear them on the podcast. You know?
Hey, why not?
Howard Stern in the 90s, when he was on K-Rock, he was like my fucking hero. He, like, you know, and then you find out that the FCC is finding the shit out of him, and I was like, that's a badge of honor, dude. I love you even more.
Yeah.
You know? He was amazing. So, what were we talking about? Because, see, this is something that really interests me. We were talking on the phone, and as soon as you brought up weather modification, I was like, cool, we're gonna get along just fine.
Yes.
But the interesting thing is, let me see. Actually, let me do this. I'll cut this out. I forgot. Hey, we're all professional. We can keep track of time. Really strange thing is when the Q phenomenon was happening, it missed me completely. And it missed Harry too. Harry was, and you seem like the perfect demographic for Q to hit you. And
but I was tuned into something else.
Yeah, I mean, it completely missed me with good reason. I was on media blackout. I was like, you know, I just feel better when I don't watch any news, and I lived that way until the George Floyd riots. I was living in Philadelphia. And I didn't know anything was going on for days until I had to go turn in my camera equipment at my company. I was a photographer at the time. And I'm driving down the street, and I must have been super oblivious because I didn't notice anything. And then I get to the office, and my coworker goes to me, so how you holding up, man? I was like, it's fine. You know, we got a paid vacation, whatever, because the pandemic.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, but, you know, are you safe? I was like, yeah, I think so, you know. And he goes, and I figure out from talking to him, there have been riots, like literally 3 blocks away from me. A building has been burned down. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? I need some sort of media input because I was actually in danger and didn't know it.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, I started watching footage, especially on Twitter at the time, which is how we got the real scoop of what was going on. Because you remember what the news was saying, mostly peaceful protests.
Yeah, as it's burning down behind them on CNN Live.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mostly peaceful.
Yeah, I mean, how are you standing in front of a fucking building burning down on camera,
live,
and you have the balls
to say mostly peaceful?
to use that phrase.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, you know, I'm on Twitter and I'm like, dude, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And my brother at the time lived in like North Central Jersey in a garden community. So I was like, I don't have a carrier's permit, but I don't give a fuck. Grab my gun, cocked, loaded, ready, in the center console. And I drove over to his house, to his apartment. And thankfully I got through, you know, no big group stopped me or anything. But yeah, man, I hung out in New Jersey for like 2 weeks during that. And I had no idea it was going on for days. So that got a little scary.
Well, you know, when they mentioned Kenosha, Wisconsin was burning down. Growing up, my sister was in the Navy. So she was stationed in Illinois.
Okay.
By the Great Lakes Naval Base. And we would go from Winthrop Harbor into Kenosha to go shopping.
Okay.
So these are military people, most of them. Very quiet, very peaceful. First time I ever saw a cul-de-sac in my life, because I grew up in Jersey, right by New York City.
Yep, me
we
too.
didn't have cul-de-sacs, you had dead ends.
Right.
So I'm like, Kenosha? They can't be talking about Wisconsin. Like, nothing happens there. I mean, there's never anybody out. The streets are burning and buildings. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Jesus.
Kenosha, Wisconsin?
I didn't know that. I was so focused on Philadelphia. I was like, when can I go back home?
Yeah, and all of that was like part of this whole George Floyd fiasco about watching, and I hate to put it this way, but watching a junkie OD.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're burning down our country for that?
Yeah. Well, I think it was more than that. And something that was very telling to me. You know, and I'm an occultist. I'm very interested in psychology and all of that. So what really interested me about that whole situation was the pressure, the stress that the people of this country were under because of COVID. And what are they all out in the streets chanting with these mask mandates and everything? I can't breathe.
Right.
And obviously it was in reference to George Floyd.
Right.
But I think that gave him an excuse. A psychological release valve. And I think that subconsciously, I can't breathe. I think that's really where a lot of that pent-up aggression came from. I mean,
because shortly after him, you had that Eric Smith, the black guy in Staten Island, when they went to arrest him for selling loose cigarettes. And they went to arrest him. He said, I can't breathe.
I saw the video for that, yeah.
Right. So that was another case where the black man died. Can't breathe, so they all clung to that phrase. Yeah. And that became the big phrase.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you're walking around all day, you know,
with a face diaper
smelling
on.
your own breath, which I didn't realize was as bad until I had to do that. I was like, shit, smoking's really doing a number.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was just like a release valve for the American public. And I mean, those riots, that was not just the American public. That was every major city in Western civilization was having a fucking riot at the same time.
Yes.
And then we were just talking about this hantavirus. Let's see if YouTube kicks us off.
The hantavirus. We got that hantavirus. And the neuro is another one that they're starting to slowly bring up now, the WHO, World Health Organization.
Yeah. And I mean...
Which I'm sorry, but an Ethiopian gun runner from a revolution is not who I'm going to turn to for my medical advice.
Who's this we're talking about?
The head of the World Health Organization.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
He was a gun runner?
Yeah.
Legit.
During the Ethiopian revolution.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Dr. Tados.
I know his face. I know his face, yeah.
He's not a doctorate of anything. So why are we looking to him for our advice?
Oh.
And then after what happened with the pandemic, he was talking about having all the countries sign on to this agreement that we would all follow his lead and the organization's lead on how we're going to handle future pandemics. And every country has to give up their rights and forego their rights to whatever the mandates are coming out of
that. That was a coup for globalization right there, out in the open. And it was going to be the WHO, and we're all going to have to bow down to the WHO. They are going to be our overlords. You know, it's not going to be, NATO or what's the fucking thing they all get together?
World Economic Forum.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah,
Klaus Schwab. You're on nothing and be happy. Yeah. Right.
We were talking about that on the last podcast.
And he just so happens to step down right after Trump gets reelected.
Carl Schwab.
Well,
he was getting so much shit. I mean, Joe Rogan gives him shit all the time for dressing up like Darth Vader. I mean, the guy does not have good PR.
No. And he got caught in a couple of sex scandals, and they only do the sex scandal thing, the globalists, when they want somebody to go who won't go willingly or quietly.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden there's all these sex scandals that start popping up.
Well, that goes right to Epstein. I mean, as long as you have leverage, they have, you know, proof of you, that can compromise you, they know you're going to play ball.
And he's another one. Like, I have not dug into the files, and I'm not going to.
Neither
because if they're releasing those files, then there's something else they're hiding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm paying attention to what they're hiding and why they're giving us all this info.
Yeah.
They don't willingly give you anything. So
No.
if they're giving you something, there's something bigger going on behind that.
Oh,
so that's what I'm looking for.
I feel the same way about the UFO disclosure bullshit that's going on.
Same thing. Because Trump has always said from day one he don't believe in aliens and he doesn't believe in the UFO phenomenon.
He said on Joe Rogan, when Joe Rogan interviewed him during the last election, I think what he said, being his usual charismatic, mysterious self, he said, "Joe, if you seen the things that I've seen, you wouldn't believe it. If I can, I'll expose it. No promises. You wouldn't believe it." So I didn't know that he ever said he didn't believe in UFOs. That's interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in aliens.
Okay.
But he said he'll release whatever he can.
Yeah.
He'll declassify as much as he can. But he also said we have weapons that we don't even know what they are.
Oh, well, I'm sure that a fucking 4-year politician is not read into everything that the CIA and the military-industrial complex is doing.
No.
And anybody that thinks these are really the people that are running the show.
Yeah.
Sorry, wake up.
Doesn't work like that. No. Not at all.
No, there are people that you do not elect. Those are the people running the show.
I knew that at 16. So, I mean, if you're a grown-up, listen, there's no way people have 35-year careers in these government positions and they're letting this 4-year person run their organization.
Exactly.
You got to get rid of all of the top tiers.
Sure.
In order
and you
to
can
get
put
anything.
Tulsi Gabbard in as head of intelligence. It's not going to change those little chambers of intelligence within the organization. She's not going to be read into everything they're doing. No. Of course not.
I think the closest we got to somebody who was ready to dump was Rick Grinnell. Because he knew he was only going to be there on a temporary basis.
I don't know who this is. You're going to have to
So he was in Trump 1.0.
Okay.
One of the first openly gay heads of any of the government organizations.
Except for that guy that had a beard, was bald, and wore lipstick.
He wasn't openly gay. I mean, the people in the know knew he was gay. J. Edgar.
I heard that was kind of a conspiracy that was set against him by like an ex-wife or some burned woman in his life. It's interesting to think about that.
Well, if you have a file and record on everybody in Hollywood and everybody in government, you're not well liked.
Right.
We'll just put it that way.
Exactly.
Hoover had all that.
That's what I mean. My mother said he had a dossier on everybody. You became anything, he had an entire file on you from birth until the day you showed up on the scene. Like that.
Do you watch Dave Chappelle's stand-up at all?
Drips and drabs when YouTube actually allows me.
Yeah. His last one on Netflix is really good, and he talks about how, ever since the inception of the FBI, they have been following activist African Americans ever since Martin Luther King. And he talks about a really weird experience that he had where, he was at an R&B club and he recognized that the lighting was different. And he ties it back to a story that he was told by one of his friends about, 20 years ago when it was proven that the FBI was stalking some of these people, the nightclub, all the lights were different. You know why? Because they were filming everything. They had cameras.
Oh.
Yeah, it's interesting, man.
It makes sense.
It's interesting. And the way the FBI was weaponized politically during the last presidential campaign is
ridiculous.
Pretty far out.
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
But I said, any of these organizations that were not incepted through our Constitution should not even be there. We should not even have them.
I don't think our founding fathers could have predicted what this nation has become, or that we would have 300 million people living here. I'm sure there are some organizations that are necessary, but I do agree that it should be run on a state level.
Well, I mean, they had spies back in even pre-revolutionary.
Ben Franklin was a spy. He was a member of the Hellfire Club in France. That's how he was getting his information and getting people to back him up.
Our best example during the Revolutionary War. I mean, the most famous spy.
Who was that?
Benedict Arnold.
Okay.
You know, they didn't need a whole organization for it.
I hear you.
The military handled that.
I hear you.
You know, and the military was voluntary. It wasn't forced.
Yeah.
I mean, something else to consider. Like, I hate to say this being recorded. When my boys became of age, I got 3 of them. I never turned in their cards.
Yeah.
Their draft cards. I'm not turning them in.
No, good for you.
Not turning them in. You want my boys? They'll sign up. They're not interested. How is it our responsibility to sign them up so you can fight? Not my problem.
For anybody who doesn't know, when you turn 18 as a male, you are required to go to the post office and turn in your information on a card so that you are subject to the draft. I remember doing that. That was a little frightening.
They even sent us a card right before each one turned 18.
Oh, seriously?
A reminder.
Wow.
Yes, that their information needed to be
and you could
updated.
sign yourself out at 18. It's a law that you didn't have to go for that. If you sign yourself out, you could have dropped out of the system.
Well, you're talking about sovereign citizenship?
No, we're talking about you don't have to get your Social Security card at 18 or get the number. You could drop out of being a national citizen or a state citizen or something like that. But there is a federal law that says you have an opportunity to drop out.
Even if you have a birth certificate and a social security number.
You resign yourself. You're breaking the
But you have to do it like what? When you are exactly 18?
Yeah, right. Just before you hit 18.
Just before.
But they don't tell you that law.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me, though, because at 17, your contracts are not legally binding. How do you sign yourself out of a system before you turn 18?
Before you turn 18, the day after or the day before, then you could make a legal contract. But you could break it also.
I don't know anything about that.
No, I never heard that.
Yeah. Well, no, good for you, though, for not signing him up. I mean, the one thing, you know, when I go to like a gun show or something like that with Harry and they got everybody standing up and everybody saying, I'm proud to be an American. I'm just kind of standing there looking around going, are you? Why? First of all, what is it to like about this country? And second of all, what are you proud of? You didn't fucking do anything. Yeah, but that's a philosophical question.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I'm black and I'm proud. Well, you had nothing to do with it. You just happened to be born that color. Same thing with this country. You happened to be born here.
I was born here. Yes.
But I mean, this country, God damn it, if it doesn't seem like a big squeeze, they take as much of your money as possible. They give you less and less opportunities as the years go by. But one thing we always have money for, war.
War.
We always have money for war. Isn't that interesting?
Always. Well, that's like Trump just got back from China, and he already bombed ISIS in Nigeria.
Did we?
He just did
just
that.
Now?
Yeah, he just did that within the last few days. So since he came back from China, he already started bombing ISIS in Nigeria and supposedly got a group of their heads. You know, the leaders. So
okay. I didn't even know ISIS was still a thing. Wasn't Trump bragging during his first administration that he completely knocked it off the grid?
He snapped it out of Syria and Iraq.
Okay.
Yeah, but Barack Obama told him, you're not going to be able to do that. I'm pretty sure Barack didn't tell him why, or give him the background on it, and that, you know, he created it, and he was help funding it through the aid from, you know, towards that country in the Middle East that nobody wants to mention, and we're not allowed to talk about.
Are you talking about Israel?
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Maybe if I say it in a heavy Yiddish accent, the YouTube AI won't pick it up. We're already shadow banned. And that happened as soon as I started talking about Bibi. As soon as I started talking about Bibi, our numbers go 150 an episode to 3. Haven't had 3. We had one podcast I put up, got 0 views on fucking YouTube. 0 views with 75 subscribers. Tell me how that's fucking possible.
So
YouTube, I know I watched it a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, I can see that because they are so hypersensitive. but they're a free speech platform.
Yeah. This ad is for New World Order Now, art.com. You've seen dark art before. Paintings of skulls, goth aesthetics, the usual stuff. This is not that. This is the art of the Hat Man. For nearly 30 years, he hasn't just studied the occult arts, he's lived it. As a serious practitioner and a member of the Church of Satan, his oil paintings aren't imagined, they're experienced. Channeled from ritual evocation, premonitions, out-of-body journeys, and astral projection. The result? New World Order Now, art.com. Realism so sharp, so wrong, that muggles of every age call it a nightmare come to life. Viewer discretion isn't a suggestion, it's a warning. These pieces will get under your skin and stay there. But if you're ready to look into the abyss and see it looking back, visit New World Order Now, art.com. That's NWONOWART.com. Sign up for the newsletter and get 20% off your first order. That's NWONOWART.com. The Hat Man is waiting. That's me. Don't say we didn't warn you. This has been an unpaid advertisement. This ad is for Harry's War. You may have heard the rumblings. With everything the federal government is doing right now, a massive protest movement is building. Millions of Americans are deciding to go tax-exempt in 2026. Why? Because if the government won't follow the will of the people, we're right back to taxation without representation. And that is tyranny. Maybe you want to join the fight, but you just don't know how to start. Meet Harry the Taxman. Harry hasn't paid federal income tax since 2002. And not only that, he forced the IRS in court to give him back every dollar they took from him that year. Now, he's showing others how to do the same. Visit Harry on his Facebook page, Survivalist Freedom Center. That's Survivalist Freedom Center. You can read his 246-page tax statement on Google Drive. The link is in the show notes. He's not selling anything. This is completely for free. He just believes in the movement. Go to Facebook, do a search, Survivalist Freedom Center. You'll see the picture of Harry right away. That's the page. Join the movement at Survivalist Freedom Center on Facebook right now. Send him a message, ask a question. He would love to hear from you.
Go figure.
So what I'm going to say here, I know we're probably going to talk about COVID a lot. And our very first episode that we put up got taken down, and I had to edit it and re-upload it because we were talking about COVID. Now, that was a couple years ago, so I'm going to say this. If this episode gets taken down, we're going to be using code words, and I'll put a little snippet in the beginning of the podcast to let you all know what we're talking about. But we're going to try to do this, legitimately, free speech, because, everybody's talking about it now. Now it's okay to talk about because so much shit's coming out with another permanent employee of the government, Anthony Fauci. And, now we know that all the crazy conspiracy theories that were going around, 95% true, right. Authenticated.
Right.
So we're going to try it. But if, we're the little guys, we're not Joe Rogan. So if we get the episode taken down, Harry and I usually call COVID the flu of 1912, the Spanish flu. Hey, everybody knows what we're talking, because I'm like, yeah, back in the flu of 1912, I had to wear a mask. Obviously I wasn't here, so I think most people get it. When I talk,
old?
What's that?
You're not that old, you reptilian god.
Shh. Sumerian reptilian god.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
The Anunnaki, right?
Yeah.
Part of the Anunnaki.
Oh, those were the days.
And
when I talk about Bill Gates now, I'll say William Doorway or something.
Something silly.
Something stupid. But we'll try doing this legitimately.
Bill the Bug Guy. That's
Bill what?
Bill the Bug Guy.
That's
his
Bug
new
Guy.
thing.
Okay.
He's got his mosquitoes for those who don't want to get vaccinated.
That's creepy.
And right now he's got
I've
the
heard
ticks
about
going
that.
out.
Okay. And you're talking about the Lone Star ticks.
The Lone Star ticks.
Which make you allergic to red meat.
Yes.
That's so fucking disturbing. And guess what he's invested in?
Yes, and he's invested in lab meat.
Exactly.
There you go. But he's also invested in the nanotechnology, and he's also invested in the bugs.
The what?
The bugs. He likes the bugs, entomology, because he figures that's the easiest way to get the whole planet vaccinated when they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
Screw your rights.
Yeah.
The new head of the WEF, forgot his name, Urinal Harbari.
Well, if we can't remember his name, he's not that interesting. Get Darth Vader back!
Yeah.
I don't want to work for somebody else. That's my guy. That's my boss for the New World Order. I want Karl Schwab.
You mean Sergeant Schultz? I know nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. But I do know you're on nothing, and you'll be happy.
You'll be very happy.
You'll be very happy.
Yeah.
Well, Urinal Harbari is under the impression that human rights are a myth. If you cut open a human, there are no rights there, so whereby you don't have rights as a human being.
Well, I mean, I don't know who this is, but I mean, they're not necessarily incorrect. And I remember a scene from the BBC's Dracula series. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. It's very good. But Dracula, in this series, in his crossing to America, ends up at the bottom of the sea for like hundreds of years. So he wakes back up in modern times. Okay. And then there's an organization that was hunting for him, and they have him like in a jail cell that he can't get out of. And you know, the person who's talking to him is talking. Oh, so I guess you don't think a woman can be the director of an organization? I guess you're not up on human rights. He goes, I don't understand rights. Period. I'm a 500-year-old warlord. Explain rights to me. So I mean, this is a relatively new concept. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But so these guys are pretty much into that. We had an episode on something called the Dark Enlightenment, which seems to be a philosophy that a lot of people in Silicon Valley are into, and it's pretty much the same thing. Might is right. The law of tooth and claw. You know, get yours. Don't want to make society better. It's a little disturbing that some of the most powerful people in our country, at least, are really into this.
Well, Trump did say that the world is run by child cannibalist occultists.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
And now he's kind of being fingered. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
Why would he?
Well, he did say, and I can't say he's not correct. If they had anything like that, they've had since 2015 to present it.
Mm-hmm.
How come they've never used it?
Yeah. I have to think that he's implicated in some way. And I know you're a fan of Trump, and honestly, I don't vote. I don't see I think it's a game. I think our country is run by, you know, the deep state. I think it's a uniparty. I think it's theater. I think it's, you know, Hollywood for ugly people. You know, I didn't make that quote, but it's a good one. It's a good one. So I don't vote, but I have to admit that when Trump won the last election and I found out about it and I was driving my car and you know, I never watched the news. So I was listening to a podcast Trump won. I was like, cool. I think I was listening to Dark Horse with Brett Weinstein. You might really like that. I'll recommend that to you. I felt relief in my body that he had won. And I was like, because I really like this platform. No more forever wars. America first. Okay, so we're going to take... But then, you know, the military budget goes from $800 billion to $1.5 trillion now. He just tried to. I don't know if he was successful. Added another $500 billion to $1 trillion military budget. And then Bibi gets in his ear and pushes him to do something that was entirely against what he stood for during the campaign. And we know that Epstein was involved in Mossad. Mm-hmm. I have to assume that he's implicated in some way. He does not want these unredacted files coming out. And now, I mean, we're doing whatever. Going to Iran was obviously not a good decision. We're not doing well from everything that I hear. Who's the Pete Hegseth even kind of got caught during a press conference admitting that Israel pushed our hand. It's scary.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it should be up to the Iranian people.
Well, no, everything has to be up to us. What are you talking about?
Well, it's kind of like Ukraine. There's no government without our aid. Mm-hmm. They have no government. They have no way to pay any of their officials anything.
Right.
So it becomes an oligarchy free-for-all, which became a great big piggy bank during the 8 years that Obama was there, and every member of his administration was in on cashing in.
Okay.
I believe I mentioned that woman to you, who was picking out who was going to be the next president of Ukraine.
Yeah, we talked about that on the phone, and you went into, let me get my notes here too. And you went into also, and this is the one thing I didn't look into yet. I figured maybe we could do it like on the show. Biden had a company that was selling pandemic insurance. Didn't that go into the same thing? And there was a woman who was picking out who the next president was. I mean, when you tell me there's a woman who's picking out who the next president's going to be, my head goes directly to the show Succession. Have you seen that?
I've heard of it.
Okay. This guy is a media mogul. He's supposed to be like, who's the guy who's running Fox? What's his name? Murdoch. He's supposed to be like a Rupert Murdoch type of character. Okay. It's fictionalized, but it's got to be based on him. And they're going to this big donor party with Republican candidates. And, his aide goes, so who do you like? Well, let's sit down and think about it. Let's hear them talk. Let's pick the next president.
And that's exactly what she did. I forgot her name already.
Okay.
Shoot, it starts with a B. I remember that. Because I remember as soon as I got back to my house, I went up to Hemlock and I was like, wait, that's her name. Victoria Nuland.
Now, who is she? What is she? How does she acquire the power to choose the next president? What campaign was this? Tell me the story. I don't know anything about this.
During the Obama years, she was very tightly knit with the, why is the word not coming to me? The embassy in Ukraine.
Okay.
Okay, so she basically had a really large hand in it. And she was on the phone with one of the ambassadors over there, and they were talking about who the next person should be to run after the president started with a P. He wound up firing after the conversation that leaked about President Biden, back then Vice President Biden, calling him and asking him to fire their attorney general, their version of an attorney general, who was looking into his son's Burisma company.
Oh, right. So this in the Ukraine, their version of the attorney. I gotcha. Okay.
So the Ukrainians were not too happy with this man, and he was getting ready to leave office, and she got, I guess these idiots don't realize that when you're in these high places of power, your calls are all recorded. That they don't know that, I don't know how. But apparently her phone call got leaked, and she was like, I'm thinking Yas is a good choice. Yaskovanovich, or however you say his name. I'm thinking he's a nice choice.
Okay.
He's young, he's refreshing, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this leak call, and I'm like, we're really picking out leaders of other countries? Like, I thought it, but I never heard it.
Right.
And I'm like, really? This Obama administration really had my head upside down. Like,
I don't know anything about this. This is fascinating. Go ahead.
Yes, and then I found out through that show I mentioned to you, all about
the MG show.
The
right?
MG show.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
And I found out all about Hunter Biden's company.
Yeah,
he was involved with Chris Hines, who is John Kerry's stepson.
Okay. And
Nancy Pelosi's son, Paul Jr. And they were invested in this bio company.
Okay.
And they get a lot of aid for apparently in Ukraine for the biolabs. There's over 26 of them.
I've heard some about this. And that the biolabs were a major target in the Ukraine.
Russia.
Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as Biden won, Vladimir Putin tried to reach out, did not get a response. So by February 1st, he started lining his troops up on the border of Ukraine. He was like, I know about all these bioweapons. We just had the COVID leak. I'm not dealing with this shit with this guy.
Okay.
And then he said he didn't have a problem with them joining NATO.
Putin said that?
No, Biden had said he didn't have a problem with
and that was a red line for Putin, like straight
and
up.
That was enough. And Putin said, "You got all those biolabs right at my doorstep."
Yeah, I mean, for him, look at it from his perspective. And the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin was shit, but it was very enlightening. And at least he had the balls to go over there and do it. I give him props for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he said that was a red line forever, and we just kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
And now this man has been in charge essentially since the early 90s.
Zelensky.
No, Putin.
Putin, okay. So.
Yes, I mean, he took a little break with Medved, who took over, and that's who's the Minister of Interior for them now.
No idea.
Whatever. They bounce back and forth, him and this guy. They share.
Anybody who used to be in the KBG, they just bounce around.
They just bounce back and forth between them, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, they don't want me to be here for more than 15 years. It's your turn.
Yeah.
I'll take over when you're done.
Yeah, we got to make it look legit, guys.
That's it. You know, and then Victoria Nuland ran right to Congress as soon as Putin started going into Ukraine, because she was like, whoa, we got all those biolabs there, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a release of one of those things we're working on, and Putin's just going to blame Ukraine and America for it.
And for Putin, something like that in the Ukraine is just like the Cuban Missile Crisis is to us.
Exactly.
So put yourself in his fucking shoes.
Exactly. I mean, it was going to be, no matter what, as soon as the word NATO came up, that was going to be the end of
That's it, yeah.
But knowing the biolabs are there, and he watched what they did with COVID, he was not about to get set up again and have to deal with this whole nother shitstorm from these crazy people.
No, dude, COVID fucking destroyed everybody's economy. Nobody was immune from that. No. That was crazy.
And they kept accusing Putin of lying about the numbers, about his numbers, because he wasn't as directly affected in the beginning of it. You know, well, it came out of China. He's friends with China. They're not going to dump it on him. You know, if a couple of his people come back from China with it, that's one thing. But he knew Xi is not going to just throw it at him the way he did at everybody else.
So, well, I have a question, but you continue with the story of...
Nuland ran to Congress because she was concerned Putin was going to weaponize our labs against us.
Okay.
And release everything that, you know, if he took over any of those labs. She wasn't as concerned that he was going to get the technology. But then you come to find out Metabiota is owned by Hunter Biden. And there's a clip of the exchange between Marco Rubio and Victoria Nuland talking about these labs, and it's like he's feeding her questions to draw out what the public needs to know to kind of not blame America for these biolabs.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Like he's like, is this coming from USAID? Well, no, not really, not directly. No, not directly. It comes through the Biden organization.
Okay. Yeah, and Obama was the one who put a stop on us doing gain of function research in the United States, and that's why we had
to move it to Wuhan,
China, and I'm assuming now from talking to you, the Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yes. Yeah. So we have biolabs in Ukraine confirmed. She confirmed 26. However many there are, I can't. I'm not an expert in that field. I'm pretty sure there's more than that.
Right.
Not if Putin was that panicked, there's got to be more than 26.
Right.
You know, and they got to be close to his doorstep. The other problem would have been if Ukraine had entered into NATO, it would have completely cut off that waterway for him to trade, which is why he took over Crimea. Okay. He took back Crimea because, first of all, they're Russian speaking. They're not even Ukrainian speaking. And it was a trade route. That was the important thing. A major trade route. Okay. And then they blew up the bridge in that area and tried blaming Putin, which made no damn sense. Yeah. I do remember. It's a trade route for him. I remember that. Why would he destroy his own trade route?
And also, there was an oil pipeline that Russia obviously blew up their own oil pipeline.
Yes, because Russia doesn't want to make money off Germany. So Russia went ahead and destroyed all that. I mean, this is the bullshit they were feeding us.
Oh, they think we're idiots. They think we're fucking idiots.
But by the time the zombie got into office, I already knew a lot of the bullshit that was going on, you know, from the Obama years. And like I said, I got into that late in the game. I had no interest in Obama. When they sent my kid home, like looking like a bumper sticker for Barack Obama, I was out of the game. I'm like, I have no interest in this shit.
What happened with that?
My 7-year-old comes back home from school, and he's got a Scholastic reader. Now, Barack Obama's going to run. He'll be the first black president in history. Well, he's not the first black person that ran for president, so why are we so sure about this? And why are you a walking billboard for him? You're 7. You can't vote. I called the school. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I don't think the school is supposed to be involved in partisan politics.
Not at all.
No.
So, you know, Mama Bear made a phone call. We will not be sending my kid home with all this political bullshit. He's in North Primary School. He doesn't even know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
You're telling him to tell me to vote for somebody, and he don't know what the hell he's talking about.
7 years old.
Yeah, the kid can barely figure out how to brush his teeth without help. He doesn't know.
It's fucking gross. It's gross.
Just stupid.
Yeah.
You know? And I have to say, the most appalling thing about the whole COVID thing was talking to my adult children who already graduated high school. They don't even know the first 5 amendments of our Constitution. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me.
Well, if they went to American public schools, you're lucky they can fucking read.
But I'm like, looking back at my learning, and I was like, well, by the time I graduated high school, we knew that. We knew this shit. And I only graduated in the 90s. It wasn't that long ago.
Sure.
You know, it's not a whole lifetime ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we have free speech. Like, well, okay, which amendment is that? I don't know. Like,
Number 1!
What the fuck? Like, really?
And we're one of the only countries in the Western world that fucking has that. And they're
right.
trying so hard to fucking take it away.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to make us like Britain, where you post something on Facebook they don't like, they're going to come and arrest you in the middle of the night.
Of course, yeah. And I'm sure that during the pandemic, you heard about, what was it called? The Truth in Media Act that was signed in the UK. And all of our news organizations were there, and they signed it too. Why do you think everything during the pandemic or any other time looks so fucking lockstep between every major broadcaster in this country? They all signed it. They're all saying the same fucking talking points.
Bullshit.
The same phrasing. And then you see, I forget the kid's name. He was interviewed on a Dark Horse with Brett Weinstein. He starts doing those really viral compilation videos where it shows every news broadcaster on every fucking channel.
Single channel.
Not only saying the same message, but using the same exact fucking words, almost the same cadence at the same time.
Yes.
If you have 100 people talking at once and they're not saying the exact same thing, it's going to sound like a garbled mess. And his videos, you can tell what they're fucking saying. They're saying the exact same thing.
It's a danger to our democracy.
Yes.
They all said the same.
Yes.
Okay, well, newsflash, we're not a democracy.
No.
We are not a democracy. Like, hello?
Yeah.
And you got to be real uneducated to even feed into that, because we're not a democracy. So I'm like, wow, I understand. I went through the gifted and talented program, which is
did you?
Yeah.
We were just talking about that the other day.
That's another
so did I.
Beast of indoctrination.
Yes, but here. So let me ask you this real quick, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because it gets a little hinky. But I've watched a lot of interviews with people that were in that program, and I forget what it used to be called. Folks a little older than us, it used to be called something else. And the ones that remember the program talk about really severe shit that they went through. They almost give them like PTSD. But most of them have very little memory of that program. I'm one of the people that has almost no memory of that fucking program. Now, I was super proud of it. You know, my parents were very proud of me.
It seemed like an accomplishment.
Yeah. I got accepted in the gifted and talented program. I have almost no fucking memory of it, Theresa. What
really?
Yeah, seriously. What I remember, we were trying to build a platform out of paper that could hold the most weight, and we had a competition. That's it. That's all I remember.
Oh no, I did silver plating on paper clips. I did we did some like Newton laws.
Okay.
Reaction equal opposite reaction.
Okay. I
was in 3rd grade. I didn't even know who the hell Newton was. But the one that triggers me the most, and I have a hard time with, and I don't read anymore because of it, was the speed reading part of the program.
Okay.
They were very harsh.
Okay.
During that whole process of trying to get you to learn speed reading, dropping articles, dropping, certain parts of speech, just to get faster.
Right.
And your target goal is like astronomical, like 256 words a minute. Like it was kind of ridiculous. And you know, and then what they did in our, I don't know about other schools, in our district, they took us from coming out of class once a week for it to, by the time when we got into middle school, it became a full-time program. So we were doing...
You had no regular classes?
No.
Oh.
No. So 7th
See, because
grade,
I got accepted, I believe, in middle school. But like I said, I can barely remember. But it was just like it went from like once a week to like 3 times a week or something like that.
No, I went from once a week in grammar school to middle school. I was in the gifted classes.
Okay.
So we were doing numbers like just as an example, our math. Math was horrific for me. So we were working on base numbers where you have a base of 2. Like we were learning binary back then. I mean, computer programming was part of it. We had to write our own programs.
That sounds pretty cool.
It can be.
Yeah.
But when you got to maintain a B plus average, it gets to be a little like, what the fuck?
Overwhelming.
I'm doing college level work in 7th grade.
Yeah.
I slipped below a B, which I've never had anything below an A in my life.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting grounded for shit because I don't understand. So by the time 8th grade came around, I was just like, I don't know if I want to stay in this program.
Yeah.
It's getting to be too much. So by mid 8th grade, I was partying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did now, in your opinion, do you think that program is an intelligence operation to find candidates for future use?
I found it interesting when I looked up numbers recently because I saw a podcast on it and I was like, this is interesting, all about the GATE program. And they were talking about how they were trying to make us like mind readers and shit like that.
Yeah.
But an overwhelming majority have high-level management positions in companies and shit. And I'm looking back through my work experience and even my menial jobs, I always became a manager. I'm like, is it because of that program?
Right.
Or my management material? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could also say, correlation is not causation. Perhaps you end up in management positions because you are intelligent, and that's the same reason why you ended up in GATE. So
that's what I was
hoping. But it's
hoping,
something to think about because I mean, it seems to be linked to, from a lot of what I hear, and like I said, I can't remember a lot of my own experience with it. It does seem to be linked to some sort of intelligence initiative.
Yeah. So I actually lost interest. I was in the science fair every year, first at the school level, and then I would go compete at the county level. Once I got second place in the county, I was done with GATE. I didn't care. I won. I got my picture in the paper. I accomplished something. I was the top 3, finally.
Yeah.
My parents, they were like, no, this is going to be great on your manuscript. Manuscript for what?
Yeah.
For college. What do you mean, college? And my grandmother, you got to see. You're never going to go to Harvard. Are you kidding me? I didn't know.
Yeah, you're a fucking kid. What?
So I'm like, okay, so my whole future is thrown away now. So, okay.
Yeah.
What am I doing all this for? So... okay, drugs and alcohol it is. And there you go.
Yeah.
That went my path.
Well, I think what saved me was the only thing I was really interested in was art. So when I'm doing science projects, I just turned it into a fucking art project. So I don't think they really had any interest in me. Like, oh, this guy just likes to draw pictures. He's smart, but fuck him.
Well, that was another thing I do remember. Like when we used to meet, because I used to meet with different teachers for different things. I had a science, a woman that used to come talk to me about science and then other things. And then at the time I didn't know it was a school psychologist that I was meeting with those stupid picture cards and the ridiculous shit they used to do.
Was it Rorschach? Like a Rorschach test they gave you? Or?
It starts with a Z.
Okay.
Where it's got like yellow squiggly lines and they'll hold up like a card.
Oh, dude, that's totally testing your psychic ability.
Right.
Yeah, that's like from the first Ghostbusters movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. So I didn't know what the hell all that was. But apparently I had mentioned
crazy.
that I would have dreams that seemed to... they were like premonition dreams.
Yep. And I was just watching an interview with the lady whose name I forget, and she has the same... oh, it was what's-her-face, Dr. something on Joe Rogan, who is testing psychic ability in nonverbal autistic kids. I forget her name, but it's a recent Joe Rogan podcast. Check it out. But yeah, that's where I got all this GATE information from, and I was like, come to think of it, I don't remember a lot of shit about that. So you had prophetic dreams, and so did you... disclose that to somebody in your school before you ended up in the GATE program.
Yes.
Interesting.
We did an interview into the GATE program because what they did in our school, it was a small school. We had 2 third-grade classes. We took the IQ test early in the year, and the 2 of us scored about the same. Obviously, I don't know what his score was.
Right.
I only know mine.
They don't tell you,
No, I knew mine was 135 in that range. And when they pulled me aside to interview me, because they interviewed me and they interviewed him, and they chose me. And I never understood because it always seemed like he had been a better student.
Okay.
And things came to him a little easier than me.
So why was it a competition between the 2 of you? Why didn't they just take both of you?
They would only take 1 per grade.
Okay.
So it was just starting in my school district, and the funding only allowed for 1 per grade because we had 3 grammar schools.
Okay.
So that's what they did. They interviewed us, and I never knew what the difference was between his interview and my interview. Why did I get in? Why did he not get in?
And you felt like he should have been the stronger candidate as far as scholastically.
He was more interested in school. I really, it kind of bored me.
But so that might have been the qualifying thing.
Yeah, I kind of dig through my memory. I do have eidetic memory on certain things.
Congratulations, I'm nowhere close.
If I'm interested, like, you can ask me, like, I stay with my sister all week, and I go home on the weekends. Yeah. And they'll ask me all weekend, where's this, where's that? And I can tell them exactly where to go, because I remember where I saw it last.
That's fucking awesome.
Okay, so...
I wish I had that.
If I'm interested.
Right.
If I'm not interested, I don't give a shit. And I allow it to get out of my CPU. But like I told my sister, you don't understand what it's like when you cannot forget shit. That is a headache and a half. And, so when I sleep, I crash. Because that's just how my brain works.
Yeah.
But,
and a lot of times when I go to sleep, I have a problem sleeping. I feel like there's like background processes running.
It's like my brain never shuts the hell off. It just won't shut off for me.
This helps. The booze helps.
Yeah. Well, once I get off this probation ship for DUI, that'll probably be my sleep elixir again.
I'm so charmed with that. I have been blackout drunk driving, and I've never gotten picked up. I came out of a blackout on a road driving that I've never seen before, had no idea where I was.
Oh my God.
And I was going 10 miles an hour under the speed limit, thankfully. And I had to open up my GPS to figure out where I was, and I was like an hour and a half away from my house.
Holy shit.
Not good. No. And then once I got back to where I was supposed to be going and picking up my speed back to the level it's supposed to be, I called my brother as I was partying with him the night before, and I go, what happened last night? And they're like, well, you went crazy, and then you ran away, and we never saw you, and we've been trying to call you for several hours.
There you go.
I was like, well, the sun's out, right? It is, yeah. That must have been a while ago. Shit. Okay, I'm fine. So I've been charmed with that.
Well, it's the first time, like, for me, I was that drunk, and I actually got behind the wheel. And I'm like, it would be the first fucking time. So I was kind of an asshole to the cop,
That doesn't help.
No. I mean, he hit me with, I think, 14 or 15 tickets. Like, he was just being a cock.
Christ.
So I was just like, he was like, are you going to be able to call somebody to get a ride home? I'm like, if you give back my phone, asshole, I could call anybody. Did you call me an asshole? No, I didn't say that. I said, sir.
How did you get asshole from sir? Get your hearing checked, motherfucker. Did you just call me a motherfucker? No, I said sir.
That's it. I was like, no. I said my son Anthony. My son Anthony. I'm going to call my son Anthony.
I don't know how you got asshole from that.
It was a wild ride. And I was like, it would be me. Would be me to get be the one to get caught.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, good. And in Pennsylvania, they just rape you with charges.
Everything
cost $1,000.
I was drunk as shit trying to pick up my brother from the train station one night in a 2006 Pontiac Solstice, which is the poor man's sports car. But it looks pretty badass. It's a 2-seater. It's a stick shift. It's a convertible, like tiny. I am going down one-way roads the wrong way, trying to figure out
but still one way.
where I made the mistake, and every road I go down to try to get back into this road the right way is also a one-way, and I'm going the wrong way. Welcome to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I finally get pulled over. No ticket, nothing. I don't know how the fuck I did it. I should have been arrested right there. He didn't even ask me if I was drinking. Oh, he did hand me a ticket. So he does that thing that cops do, especially in the city, where they ask you a question, and then while you're answering, they interrupt you. It's like an authority training thing that they do.
Yeah.
So he did that to me a bunch, trying to get me nervous, I guess, and assert his authority. Then he hands me the ticket, and he goes, "You can sign right there." I said, "I'm not signing anything until we go to court.
There you go.
I'm gonna read this over." "No, you need to sign it right now." I said, "No, I don't."
No.
And he let me go. I should have been arrested.
I tell everybody, Americans are always flashing their right to free speech, but they never realize they have the right to shut the fuck up, too.
Yes.
You can always just shut up.
You can always just shut
up.
the fuck up.
Cop asks you a question, you don't have to answer him. You can just sit there and shut the fuck up. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the only of these videos that are going viral right now on like TikTok and Instagram where people are asserting their rights with police officers during, traffic stops mainly. That's the only thing I see that ever ends well is when they just say, "I am not answering any questions at this time."
That's it.
That's it. That's the only one that ends well.
Because they can't do anything about it. Yeah. Now, I probably wouldn't have been so agitated with that dude that night, except he gave me 2 breathalyzer tests. Neither one of them were official. Then he comes in and wants a 3rd one.
What do you mean not official?
Because they were field sobriety ones.
Okay.
And apparently they're disposable, so you're not able to use them in court.
No
My
idea.
attorney explained that to me.
Interesting.
I was like, well, he asked me if he could do one more, and I said no.
Yeah.
So right away they reported it as a denial. So automatic 1-year loss of license.
That's how they get you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my kids say that all the time. Then that's how they get you, Mom, and that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let's I had a question about COVID, and before I forget, I do want to get back there. I want to ask. I'm feeling out from the way that you're talking about it that you believe that it was released on purpose, that it was done for a reason. Am I correct in that assumption? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, first of all, what makes you think that it was done on purpose, and also to whose advantage would that be, and what would the advantage have been?
I believe it was a globalist event.
Okay. Oh, I agree with that, yeah.
And I believe the biggest problem they had were the numbers. It's always a numbers game in politics. The numbers were not on their side. At all.
Okay.
So Trump started talking about, and nobody paid attention, everybody poo-pooed him, everybody giggled about it. He was talking about COVID in November of 2019. He started talking.
Yeah, well, that's when they discovered it, right?
And he started saying, I'm seeing something going around China.
And it didn't come here until May. Yeah, 2020.
He's like, I'm not sure what it is, but it don't look that severe. It just looks like China doesn't know how to handle it because their positions are not able to.
And then eventually they decided to lock everybody in their apartments. That's the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Radcliffe came out later on and said, we were able to see the bodies starting to pile up on surveillance, but they couldn't say it while they were in office because then obviously China knows we're watching you.
Okay.
And watching what's going on in Wuhan.
I got you.
But he started talking about it and he kept saying, it doesn't seem like that big a deal. Seems like it's a flu-like situation. And they were also being fed information from Taiwan.
Okay.
Because the Taiwanese doctors are the ones who announced it in late December.
Okay.
Because they were getting an influx of Chinese people coming to try to get away from it.
Okay.
Because apparently you could not take trains out of Wuhan, China, and go to other provinces. They locked you in there.
Yeah.
So the few that escaped, they ran away to Taiwan.
Okay.
So the Taiwanese doctors were talking about what they were coping with.
Okay.
And how this was going.
Yeah, I know we're good friends with Taiwan, and Pelosi goes there.
We acknowledge them as a separate country.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make China happy.
No, not at all.
No. And China was poo-pooing it.
Okay.
They don't know what they're talking about. They're a province of us. You can't listen to them without our authority. Whatever.
Yeah, they really hate that.
And of course, we've got a great relationship with them because that's where we get all our chips from.
And I think that's why China wants them so bad.
They need to control us by every ball we have.
Yeah.
So I knew it wasn't that deep. So when it came here in January, we got our first COVID patient in Washington State. Well, you knew that was coming because people were coming here from China. Hello.
Sure.
We didn't stop travel.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, China did. We didn't. We're a free country.
Right.
I was not putting face diapers on me and my kids. I was not.
The face diapers.
I was not doing the face diaper shit. I was not falling for the bullshit. Now, understand, back in the day, being in the gifted program, you did more accelerated shit. I knew bacteria and viruses cannot be kept out by a piece of cloth.
Right.
That's just not a thing.
Sure.
Now, I don't have to be a Dr. Fauci with a bunch of letters after my name to know that.
Yeah.
I knew that in the lab. You look under water under a microscope, you know what the hell's around you. Something like that, this shit gets in everywhere. 6 feet. 6 feet ain't going to keep anything away from anybody. What the fuck are they talking about? So I didn't do any of that. What I did do was I was trying to hold all of our politicians accountable. They stopped our travel unless it was emergency in Pennsylvania. Well, the community I live in, they're all summer homes. All the New Yorkers were coming. Well, I thought there was no travel in our state. So I'm contacting the governor's office. Okay, so why are 7 New Yorkers in their country home in Pennsylvania?
Right.
If we're not supposed to have any travel going on right now. The fuck is going on? And the response I got was, as long as they own the home, they have access to it.
Okay.
Okay, so they can travel because they own a home here. We're right on the border of New York. I'm right on the border of New York. 20 minutes away. So how the fuck am I supposed to protect myself and my family, according to what you guys are saying?
Right.
If New Yorkers are bringing it up here, and they're dying like they are in New York City, where they got trucks, ice cube trucks outside, and they're piling up the bodies and all this other shit, only to find out the only hospitals that had that problem were the government-run hospitals.
Is that right?
Mount Sinai Hospital had no patients. They had a whole wing devoted, waiting for people. They had all the PPE. They said all you had to do was contact them, and they would gladly give it to whatever hospital needed it. The government hospitals would not take it. No, they'd rather walk around with trash bags on. Made no sense. None of the whole thing made any sense.
No, it really doesn't.
And I was already plugged in, because by that time, 2020, I was paying close attention to what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't start paying attention until the riots. So still, I was like, okay, pandemic. I mean, I'm listening to podcasts and shit, but I'm not watching the news. I'm trying to stay as media blackout as possible. I was like, fine, pandemic. I'm scared as shit because I'm a smoker. And then we find out later that actually protects you a little bit. The receptors don't work the way they should.
No.
And, but I mean, I was the guy, and I knew that the cloth mask was bullshit. I wore it because I don't want any problems with anybody. I live in Philadelphia. It's a very blue city. I don't want any problems. Leave me the fuck alone. I'll wear the face diaper. Fine. But I was the guy who was spraying down my groceries with disinfectant in the kitchen. There was like a puddle of disinfectant every time I went food shopping. You know?
My husband's 10 years older. Boomer. We call him Boomer. So Boomer started doing that.
Worst generation ever, Harry.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm spraying Lysol down. I'm like, right, it's 99.9% effective. On a new virus, you'd think it works. It's supposed to be a novel virus. You'd think it works?
Yeah. And then we find out it's not even, and I forget the name of it, but there are viruses that are transmitted through spittle specifically, and then there are viruses that are aerosolized. And then we find out later, COVID's completely aerosolized. I was like, okay. Right. Then I stopped spraying down my fucking groceries,
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of figured, you got one person that came here in Washington State, and nobody on the plane with him got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as transmittable as they're saying, and miraculously, nobody thanked Trump, but that winter, he cured the flu. We had no flu. There was no flu numbers. So I was like,
nobody thanked. I love the way you presented that. That's fucking hilarious. Trump cured the flu, and now he doesn't get a thank you.
They blamed him for COVID, but they didn't thank him for getting rid of the flu that year. I mean, you gotta give a little something.
So, so to whose advantage was this?
The globalists.
Okay.
In my opinion, his numbers were high at that stage of his first term.
Oh yeah, his numbers were like
outrageous.
They were like in the fucking 70s approval rating, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it stayed that way right up until the Minion COVID riot, Floyd riot.
The George Floyd riots, which we might as well just call the COVID riots. Nobody really
COVID
gave
riots.
a fuck about
George Floyd.
Yeah, it was just a fucking pressure cooker, and that was the excuse. That
was their release.
Yeah.
So, and it was the best way, and I'm sorry to say this, it was the best way for the opportunistic black people to take advantage of their own community by creating that BLM bullshit.
Well, I mean, and then you see the fucking money bullshit that happened with the BLM movement, and all the heads of the BLM movement are, fucking living in fucking mansions. Now, did they do a lot of good for the people? Yes, they did have like bail protocols for people that were arrested during the riots. They bail you out. We're with you. But holy shit, a few people made a lot of money on that.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
A very small number of people made a lot of money off those riots. And that happens to be a major political tactic, which brings me to Roger Stone.
Okay.
Because Bush was having a little trouble, and there was a Republican riot in Florida, and it just so happened...
Don't know anything about this. You're gonna have to educate me.
Yeah, these are some things you can research, which I didn't know. I learned that from the MG show.
Okay.
So back in the... it kind of pushed Bush over the finish line in Florida.
Okay.
It helped to do that. There's a bunch of guys that dressed up in the suits and the ties, and they looked like white-collar professionals, and they were acting violent, just, roughhousing and causing a ruckus.
Now we're talking about the Chad kerfluffle, correct?
The George W. Bush, when him and Al Gore were kind of neck and neck in Florida.
And the hanging Chads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Roger Stone happily admits that he was behind that whole situation. He is a political trickster. That's his term, not mine. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. He knows. So this is not something, and like I said, he's good friends with Mike Flynn, who's a Democrat activist, who was a Democrat activist, who kind of slipped into our movement, kind of.
And when you brought that up, I don't think we were on camera yet. We were talking about the QAnon phenomenon.
Right.
So
QAnon thing hit.
Let me say this preemptively. It's really weird to me. And did I say this on camera yet? But QAnon, it missed me. It missed Harry. So I learned all about it after the fact. I watched the great documentary. I don't know if you've seen it. And I'll watch the one that you keep bringing up, but it's called Q, Enter the Storm. Okay. And the guy's trying to figure out who Q is. And he rides around through this whole, it's like 8 episodes, I think. And he rides around, it's over a few years. And he's riding around with the kid in the wheelchair that created 4chan. And then he sold it to this guy named Jim and his son named Ron. Very strange characters. So as far as the drops go, I never read any of them. And I wasn't watching any QTubers, which I think they were called.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I did hear a lot of drops from that documentary that I was like, that's kind of fucked up. That's a wild coincidence. And then I heard a lot that I was like, honestly, this sounds like Nostradamus type bullshit. Like, you can read into it whatever you want.
Yeah. So it looks like, it almost looks like they're like predicting the future in some of their drops. But it honestly, it winds up to be, just knowledge they already have.
Sure.
So Q at one point mentions that there's less than 10 and only 3 are involved in the military. So you're not
in
talking
reference
about
to what? Just a cryptic drop, or?
Well, yeah, because they want to know. Somebody's trying to figure out who Q is. It's kind of irrelevant. It was a work around the media.
Okay.
That's how Q got started.
Yeah.
Because the media is only going to spin it the way they want to spin it to you.
I mean, if anybody thinks that we have a free fourth estate, oh my God, no. And We haven't for a while, and the only thing that's waking people up to that is the fucking internet, and now that's being dominated by a few major companies, all of whom signed the Truth in Media Act, by the way.
Yeah, you know.
But thank God there are still, like, free agents out there. Like Joe Rogan, for a long time, I really liked Russell Brand, Brett Weinstein, Jordan Peterson. You know, if we didn't have those voices, we would still have no fucking idea how controlled our media is. Think about it in the 90s. Like, you just like, oh, that's what's going on. You don't question a fucking thing.
Right. It used to be the news was, you know, oh, it's right there in black and white.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
That's what people believed. But is that really any different than the yellow page propaganda shit that used to go on 100 years ago with Wilson?
Exactly.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, what is it, 6 companies own all of media? Mm-hmm. There's only 6?
I think so.
And I believe
it's getting smaller all the time.
And BlackRock is up there.
Mm-hmm.
And State Street, I think it's called, and Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 major players. They just scooped up Fox. They're scooping up everything.
BlackRock is fucking dangerous, man. They're crazy.
And I gotta say, so embarrassing to say on camera. So I was incarcerated.
There's no cameras. We're just having a conversation.
Pike County Jail, right?
You what? Okay, I got you.
So I spent 3 months there. I went in last March. It was the beginning of my DUI. Well, 2 months I spent in jail.
Oh, this just happened? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I come out of jail, and we're pulling into Hemlock to go up towards the gate, and I see the Berkshire Hathaway sign.
I don't know what that is.
So I'm like, wait a minute, Berkshire Hathaway, that's owned by Warren Buffett. Why would Warren Buffett want real estate in Hemlock Farms? Up here, we're considered premier, but
okay,
that's not really premier property, because if you look at how much the property value has gone up, even with the COVID spike, it's going back down again. So why is Warren Buffett investing in here? What the hell is going on?
Around here, it's one of the nicer communities, but I think if you were going to invest in the Poconos, it'd be more like Buck Hill Falls.
It would not be like Hemlock Farms.
Okay.
Like, it's a spot of dust.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's a big community in our area.
Yeah.
But it's not that prestigious.
Right.
You know? And I took a picture of it because I was kind of, like, baffled. Like, what would Warren Buffett be investing in Hemlock Farms for?
Okay.
Like, we have a dilapidated steer barn, which is our big community house.
Okay. I've never seen it.
It just befuddled me, and I had to be sure I wasn't losing my mind.
Yeah.
So I went back home and I typed in Berkshire Hathaway. And sure indeedy, Warren Buffett is the major shareholder.
Okay.
How the fuck did he get into the Poconos, and why would he be here?
Yeah.
They're gone already. But it was just bizarre to me. Like, it used to be Hemlock Farms had their own real estate agency.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Century 21 stepped in, and then, you know, all the Chant Realtor, you know, all the locals. But I'm still confused what the hell he was doing here. And what's funny is, shortly after I made that observation, you got all the pride shit going on in Milford, Pennsylvania. Now they stand out on the corner all the time at the traffic light in 6 and 209.
Yeah. What do you mean pride shit? What was it?
The LGBTQ crap.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Shit.
Okay.
Now I go to the DMV over there to get my photo ID because I don't have a license. And I'm noticing there's a rainbow in the basement of the building. A rainbow sign, and it says whatever community services and what have you.
Okay.
And I see all these little kids going upstairs to go take dance classes.
Okay.
And I'm like, but this is a public building owned by it's a government facility.
Yeah.
With an LGBTQ? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Should they be associated? I don't think so. It's weird.
I don't know. It is. And I think, I don't know, man. And it's like I said earlier, it seems like it's all theater to me. So if they have something that's a hot button topic, they can use it as a political football, and they make it divisive. Okay, well, now the left is for this and the right's against it. You know, and they do that with anything, where really it seems to just all be about money and power. So anything that is going to divide the public discourse,
right,
they latch onto it immediately.
Well,
why do you think the trans issue became such a fucking big thing? How many actual trans people with
that's
literal body dysmorphia can there possibly be in this country? And it was the topic of conversation for like over a year. Give me a fucking break.
If 0.7% of the entire population even considers themselves in that spectrum, LGBTQ,
right,
then not even a tenth of that would be trans. And I used to hang out in the Village in New York City on Christopher Street, which was considered, the Village in New York City is gay central. Sorry, just is. Do you know how many trans people were out there? None.
Right.
None, because the homosexual people did not associate themselves with transgenders. Some of them would dress up as drag queens, but they weren't transgender.
Which is, frankly, I think that's fun. I like that.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with costumes and whatever. Who don't like getting dressed up.
Yeah.
But if you talk to a lot of gay people, they're not interested. They don't want a vagina.
And Tim Dillon was talking about this. The guy that I had up that was interviewing Candace Owens when you came in. Tim Dillon is a comedian, and you wouldn't know what to look at him or listen to him, but he's gay. And the point that he made during this whole issue, when it was really, really divisive, was a lot of these kids are probably just fucking gay. Let them be gay.
Let them be who they are.
And, maybe don't let them take irreversible drugs and chop off body parts while they're children. Give them some time to figure it out.
Well, it's like I said to my husband, we have 7. So I can't.
You have 7 kids?
I have 7 children.
Congratulations, Jesus
I
Christ!
Know.
Or I should send you a condolences card. I have 0, and I'm very happy with that.
I don't know if I've been blessed or cursed. Yeah.
Right.
I'll find out in my later years. But going through the motions with children, you can't even decorate their freaking rooms. This week they like Dora the Explorer. Next week they like Barney. The following week they want SpongeBob. Yeah. So you can't even decorate their rooms according to their likes because it changes so often.
Every day. Sure.
So if a 5-year-old kid came up to me and said, "Mommy, I think I'm a boy," cool. We'll do boy things for the week, and we'll see what you are next week.
Sure. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I am not taking the advice of a 5-year-old kid to do permanent surgery.
Exactly. And I had this argument with, now there was a guy who I used to work with in my last photography job. And we were out of school. It was a school portrait gig. And he starts talking to me about... and I didn't know anything was going on because I'm still on media blackout. But this is when the subject first started to reach some sort of relevance in the national dialogue. And they're saying it's okay for boys to dress as girls and girls to dress as boys. I was like, and I don't know that this is a hot button topic, so I'm approaching it in a very neutral manner. I'm just listening to the words coming out of your fucking face hole, and I'm interpreting those words. I don't have any background on this. I don't have any emotional connection to this.
Right.
I was like, who cares? He's like, what do you mean? If you had a son, you'd let them dress up as a girl to go to school? I said, well, I'd warn them that he might be made fun of, but I certainly... Who gives a shit if he wants to dress up like a fucking dinosaur? What's the goddamn difference? Today I'm a ninja, tomorrow I'm a dinosaur, and the next day I'm a girl. It's like exactly what you said. Everybody likes to dress up.
Who don't like dress up? I used to dress up my younger brother in my older sister's clothes.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just fucking around.
She had fishnet stockings. She was a waitress in a restaurant. Mm-hmm. I put him in the heels and the clip-on earring. And my sister came home early and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then when he came out of the closet, after dating a girl for 5.5 years, mind you.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Then he came out of the closet.
Okay.
And it kind of flabbergasted everybody.
Yeah.
And then they all looked at me and they're like, "It's because you dressed him up."
Oh, fuck off.
I was like, "You've got to be kidding me."
Come on. Hey guys, just wanted to drop in here real quick and remind you that Harry and I will be at the Craft Fair and Vendor Fair in Lackawaxen Township Volunteer Fire Department in Lackawaxen, Pennsylvania. It's in the Poconos on June 6th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you go to our Facebook page, New World Order Now, the event is pinned to the page. I'm going to be selling some prints. Harry's going to be selling some shungite. So we are there to take your money and spread dangerous misinformation. So I hope you will join us so that we can wash your minds. Brainwashing. That's the joke. You get it.
I'm a female. Been with men. did my thing, been a little freaky, had my fun, I still wouldn't take it in the booty hole.
Okay.
Okay, that's his preference. Hey, not my problem. I don't care what clothes you put on somebody. It's not going to make them want that.
Right.
Sorry, that's not a thing.
Yeah, that's something that you either are or you are not. You're not going to program me to be gay any more than you're going to program a gay guy to... And dude, all the gay guys that I've met in my life, some of which I worked with, became somewhat close to, they are disgusted by vagina.
Yes.
It's just a thing. Like, the one guy I worked with... flamboyantly gay. I worked in a modeling agency for a while, and his sister ran the show. She was my boss. He was there as like, he taught some classes and everything like that for commercial acting and runway modeling. And anytime she talked about, oh, I have my period, I just watched his face. He goes like this.
Yeah, they cringe.
It's in there. It's biology.
It's in their makeup. Now he had screwed around growing up. Never told me. Not my business anyway.
It's got to be really difficult if you're in that position to come out, especially, I'm sure like today in Southern California, like everybody's like, yeah, you're a hero. But, in most places and most times, that's got to be fucking hard to do.
Yeah. And you figure he was the youngest of 7, the only boy, and my father had just died.
Oh.
So, and I'm analyzing in my head, like, wait a minute, my grandfather was an only kid.
Okay.
We got our name from my dad, from his son, and my dad has a brother, and both the grandsons who can carry on the name are both gay.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That's
what are
even
the odds
tougher.
of that?
Yeah, that's tougher.
Like, holy shit. And
even if they adopt, it's not your genes that are being passed down
on
with the name. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like my brother opted for a dog. That's the closest I was getting to a niece or a nephew. He was getting a dog. That was it. So we lived with that.
That's pretty much where I'm at right now. If I had my own place and I was making money, I'd get a dog.
A dog.
Yeah,
There
that's my baby. There you go.
And my mom always said, my dream is just all 7 of you each have 3 kids. So I told my brother, I guess I covered your ass again. Once again, I covered your ass. And I gave her a bonus one.
Yeah, I got 7. You're good.
Covered you, boy. Yeah.
That's funny.
But he dated a friend of mine for 5.5 years.
Okay.
So nobody had any clue.
Yeah.
He actually thought those two were getting married.
Well, I mean, when
something happened.
It's like, like you said, homosexuals are 0.7% of the population statistic. I thought it was higher than that, but I mean, even so, when you see everybody else doing something and nobody's doing what you want to do, I mean, that's a little cultural conditioning, and okay, well, this is what everybody does,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he actually dropped the bomb on us a week before he left with his lover to go move out to California.
Oh, okay.
So he was going all the way across country, so that's why he blurted it out. Because he was moving and wanted us to know why.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like it was like, hey, look, I want you to accept what I'm doing. It was...
Also, now I'm not going to be around any of you motherfuckers anymore, so if you don't like it, I can block your calls. I'm in control.
There you go. And just so you guys know, I'm moving to California, and I'm gay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What the hell? I'm like, Dad's rolling over right now.
Yeah.
Because he was like the Archie Bunker type,
Yeah, I hear you. I think
shit.
that, as far as stuff like that goes, it does feel like it's getting better over time. Culturally, people's opinions, people's empathy, people's sense of, accepting people that aren't exactly like them, saying, hey, you can be a part of my tribe. You can be a friend.
Right.
You can be...
I mean...
Yeah.
But
then you have social media and the internet, and if you look at that exclusively, it seems like we're more divided than ever. We're more tribal than ever. We're at each other's throats more than ever.
That is a deep state thing. They like the bipedal situation.
Yes.
It's either this or it's that.
Well, that's why we have a two-party system. If you bifurcate people,
that's it.
And it's not just divide and conquer. We need to be divided more. I'm all for atomization. I think we should have as many political parties as there are opinions on politics. And let's flush them all out and see which ones rise to the surface. What do most people agree with? Let's do that. My brother was on a podcast with us a while ago, and he's very left. And he was talking about Trump and how anytime you have a a leap forward in technology and communication, populism historically ends up rising. And he talked about it with the printing press and then the television, and now we have the internet and social media. But my whole point with him was, okay, but you're using the word populism in almost a derogatory manner to describe a political candidate that you hate into your very bones. What is wrong with populism? Doesn't that just mean I'm doing what the people want to do?
That's it.
What could be wrong with that?
What's popular with the people. That's what it is. Like, you're seeing it now. I mean, maybe, I'm hoping it's not too late for England. But they're starting to rise up now and starting to unite now. And
Tell me about this. I'm not aware. Who?
Yeah, I mean, in England, there's a gentleman, Tommy Robinson.
Okay.
He is like the Trump of England.
Okay.
All right, he's very big into the populism. He doesn't like all these people being brought into his country and given all these...
Their immigration policy is even worse than ours was.
A lot worse.
Yeah.
A lot worse. Well, first they fed us this bullshit that you shouldn't have children. Global warming, climate change, the sky is falling, Chicken Little. And they fed this shit to us. And I remember listening to this shit in high school.
Sure.
And it's like, wait a minute. If animals die every year and they go into the ecosystem and another animal eats what's left and
nothing's wasted,
the cycle keeps going. Yeah.
You can destroy matter, you can't destroy
then
energy.
Guess what? Fossil fuels are always going to be there. What the hell are you talking about?
Precisely.
I'm like, am I imagining shit? Like, and I'm having this conversation with my mom, who's 37 years older than me, leftist.
Oh, okay.
And she's like,
wow.
She's like, no, we're going to run out of fossil fuels. I'm like, how could you run out of them?
Well, if you're using them faster than they can regenerate, fine.
Well, then you come to find out, because, again, they fed us this bullshit, we're overpopulating the planet and using all the resources.
It really does seem to be an anti-human
an anti-human situation. Yeah. It's almost like they're leading us into...
Isn't it like a religion? Doesn't it feel like a religion?
Does.
It feels like the new Catholicism. Feel guilty just for being here, and we're gonna save you. And if you don't go along with our program, you're excommunicated.
You are part of the problem, not the solution.
Yeah.
Don't think of more ingenious things to do. Take a person who does cold fusion and call him a crackpot while you keep using up all the fossil fuels.
I heard a little bit about this.
And then the other one who was coming up with water-powered cars.
Oh, so much. We've talked about that on this podcast so many times, and we've brought them up on the internet to show people. There's so many of these people, and they always get disappeared.
Yes, there was a black gentleman who was recycling garbage and using it as fuel.
Jesus Christ. That's right out of Back to the Future. The second one where he puts a fucking banana peel in the flux inverter or whatever the fuck it is.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So this black kid was doing this.
Oh my God.
And now all of a sudden he goes out and he turns everything on. His fucking machine blows up on him.
Okay.
And he winds up getting burned all over the place.
Okay.
He has 2nd and 3rd degree burns on him.
Okay.
So he's like, I don't understand what's happening. I went on a few podcasts. I filmed a few things. How would I forget to devacuumize my machine when I know I can't open that until it's, the vacuum seal is off and blah, blah, blah.
So what does he speculate? So he forgot to do a part of the startup process and that's why it blew up.
Shut down.
What's his Oh, okay.
So other people, netizens, were saying, look, they're already starting to target this guy because he's showing up too much and he's putting out too much information.
So he doesn't think he actually forgot. He thinks that
no, he thinks he actually forgot.
But other people are saying somebody sabotaged your fucking shit.
On the internet, so like, here we go again. This guy's going to get sabotaged.
Yeah.
He had funders pull out because it's too dangerous. He's got the town now trying to give him code violations because he's using garbage and waste. Like, it all because it's getting popular on the internet.
Okay.
Like, if he had stayed shut and stayed quiet until he figured the whole machine out, got funding and did it might have been different. But now it seems like everybody's coming at him from all different angles to sabotage.
Brett Weinstein, I think, said it best. A lot of people have been saying this, but Brett Weinstein said it best. And it's not going to be an exact quote, but he said, listen, if you ever invent something that upends our current energy paradigm to that extent, shut your fucking mouth, get a VPN, and upload those plans for free to the internet, That's the only way we're going to have a fucking breakthrough. Just give it away for free and make sure they can't trace it back to you. That's the only fucking way. Because those interests, those vested interests in fossil fuel and they control fucking everything.
Well, that's how Tesla worked, because he put all the
he wanted to give us
patents,
free electricity.
He shared the patent with everybody.
Well, what are we gonna be? What was it? What's the guy who pulled his funding when he was doing the shit in New York? Harry knows this. Morgan, J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, I think it was JP.
I think it was J.P. Morgan. What are we gonna be? We're gonna be antenna salesmen?
Why? Well, look at what
how are we gonna make money? Nicola.
Who was it with the oil? Shit. Is that Rockefeller?
Rockefeller and the oil company.
Okay, so Rockefeller.
Yeah, Rockefeller created Standard Oil.
Okay, so Rockefeller started saying to himself, "Hey, I have a lot of byproduct from the oil."
Yeah, because they were just making kerosene.
When we refine it, okay? So now we can make all these other products, but what are we still going to do with the leftovers? And how can I still make money on it?
And that became gasoline.
Well, the other thing he did was he invested in all the medical schools. And pharmaceutical companies came about.
And he had a large stake in our education programs. And he's famously quoted saying, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers."
And you have the issue with a lot of the medications that hit the market, they're byproducts of the oil industry.
Yeah.
And when you go to medical school, you're a crackpot if you want to be homeopathic. Because that's the way he set it up.
Yeah. A lot of these medications cannot be made without petroleum products.
You need petroleum.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, he was making money on either side of the issue.
Everything. Well, dude.
That's what they do all the time.
Just think about this. I mean, I don't know how many people know this. Tampons were created to stop bleeding during war. And then the war ended, and they're like, what are we going to do now? I know. I got an idea. Listerine, your mouthwash, was a floor cleaner, and nobody liked it because it didn't work too good. They didn't change the formula. They rebranded it. Now you're putting floor cleaner in your face hole.
There you go.
How do you feel about that? Oh, my breath's minty fresh. Maybe your breath is supposed to stink a little bit. Maybe. We're fucking animals. We all supposed to smell like mint leaves all the time? Give me a break. You're putting floor cleaner in your fucking mouth.
Chew a mint leaf.
Yeah. there you go.
Get it right from the source, Yeah. Like I have wild wintergreen growing in my yard. I grabbed a leaf.
That's awesome.
I rubbed it up and I was showing the kids, letting them smell it. I was like, hey, I cleaned out all the bushes I didn't want over the last couple of years. And now all these wild things are popping up, and I'm looking them up on Google, and I'm, holy shit, these are all homeopathic.
Yeah.
This works for this, that works for that. I was talking to Dennis about that.
Sure, he's big into that, yeah.
I just found a wild black cherry trees growing in my yard.
That's awesome.
I'm like, here you go, look at this. All I had to do was get rid of the debris and let the wild shit come in that belongs here naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was visiting my cousin and his wife a while ago somewhere in New Jersey, I forget where. And we noticed that they have blackberry bushes. So me and my cousin's wife are fucking feasting on blackberries. They just moved in. They didn't know. And we're like, holy shit, those are blackberries. So we start eating them. And my cousin who comes out, now he was raised in like West New York, Moonachie. He's a city boy. Okay. All right. He's like, you guys, you don't know where that's been. I was like, yeah, I do. Right there on the bush. He's like, yeah, but it didn't come from a store. You haven't cleaned it. I was like, do you think this is less healthy than what you buy in a fucking store? Are you crazy? And his wife looks at me. She's like, yeah, he's fucking crazy.
Well, there's a label that you can actually read. I forgot the label. If there's certain labels on your food, it means it's been sprayed directly for the produce shelves to help them not rot quicker.
Well, not only that, they're starting to put a very thin layer of, I think, plastic. Technically, it's plastic on apples to make them look nice and shiny. And you can't digest that shit.
No, and that's probably
I think actually William Dorway is one of the investors in that product, by the way.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably the same one, the Monsanto bullshit, where the farmers have to buy their seeds from him, genetically modified.
My mom she spent years on this before she complained to me. She was taking the seeds from her fruits and vegetables and trying to plant them in her garden. And nowadays, like, you buy a watermelon, they're almost all seedless. But, you know, she had stuff that had seeds, and it never grows. I'm so good at growing things. I was like, Ma, I'm going to learn you something. Sit down.
GMO.
Do you know what a GMO is? She's like, no. She's not the brightest bulb in the cabinet. I said, all right, it means genetically modified. So there's a company named Monsanto, and what they do is they produce food that's biologically engineered so that the seeds are suicide seeds, which means that the seeds that grow in the plant will not reproduce. It's a one generation. That way you have to keep buying the seeds from them. Right. She's like, well, how do I want to grow my own food? I was like, you have to get what are called heirloom seeds.
Heirloom seeds, yep.
They're a little more expensive, but they will actually grow. It's very weird that we need a label for seeds so that you know they're actually viable.
Yes, and now if farmers keep their seeds from their crops, they are fined per seed.
Yeah. From
every seed. So you buy seeds this year, and you plant this crop, and you have leftover seeds, you have to destroy them. If you get caught replanting them, it's so many dollars per seed that you get fined for replanting this year's.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
Monsanto, aside from BlackRock, in my opinion, Monsanto is one of the most evil corporations to ever exist. But we were talking about the petroleum industry, and I don't know if you know this. My brother turned me on to this. This is very interesting. You remember the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what that's actually about? This is interesting. You'll like this. This is about, and this is history, when car companies wanted to get rid of mass transit systems in cities, like trolley systems. Philadelphia is one of the only cities in America that still has a trolley system. San Francisco is another. Why? Because they wanted people to buy their fucking cars.
Right.
And they were found guilty in a court of law. This is not conspiracy theory. They were found guilty and they were fined like $1 million. They didn't even give a shit. They're like, fine, we're making a bunch of money. Yeah. Yeah. So actually that conspiracy is plays a big role in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is kind of fun. Watch it again, knowing that, and you're like, oh yeah, the villain, Christopher Walken, blah, blah, blah. Interesting.
Yeah. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, just watch it again, knowing that, and you're like, this movie, actually now I see what it's doing.
Well, that was like BP. No, the Koch brothers. They were talking about one of the companies the Koch brothers own.
Okay.
It's more expensive for them to replace the piping that keeps leaking with the oil spills than it is to just pay the fines for the oil spill and clean it up. So they just keep paying their fines, cleaning it up, and patching their pipe work,
and that's why
relaying pipes.
That's why they have such a horrendous safety record.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because they found it's a lot easier if they just give the government the fine money, patch it up.
Oh yeah.
And take their loss.
Pharmaceutical companies do that shit all the time too. They take the fine into account before they go to marketing. They're like, yeah, we'll still be fine. Let's push this product.
That's it.
Yeah. And I remember the Gulf oil spill. I didn't buy shrimp for a few years. I was like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that.
I'm a land critter. I eat land critter.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
My ex-girlfriend was like that. She couldn't stand seafood. I love shrimp.
I will cook it for the family, because they're supposed to have so much fish a week.
Okay.
Just not a fan. Never been a fan. Went deep sea fishing when I was like 14 and caught a sea robin. And that ended my seafood career. Ugliest fish I ever saw in my life.
Some of them are pretty wild. Yeah.
The croaking that thing does, it's just hideous. I cannot believe I eat these things.
Yeah. So let's talk about weather modification. And what's that called again? Predictive programming?
Predictive programming.
Predictive programming. I always forget that phrase. So this was interesting to me, and this is when I knew that you and I were going to hit it off when we talked on the phone. First thing you brought up, weather modification. I was like, cool. Let me show you this. Before Hurricane Katrina, I had just moved back to New Jersey from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was living with my girlfriend and her parents while we got on our feet. I'm sitting in their living room, and I'm watching something on FX. You remember FX? I don't even know if it's still around. Okay.
Yeah.
FX. It's a documentary about a hurricane that hits the Gulf Coast and destroys our oil refining capabilities. And all of a sudden, gas prices start to rise. They're $5 a gallon, they're $7 a gallon, and it's following a few people and their experiences through this. And one of the guys owns a gas station. He's like, we're going to go out of business. Nobody, what are we going to do? I built this for my family. And I'm like, when the fuck did this happen? And then the first commercial comes up. And before it comes back from commercial, in a very serious voice with that music that goes boom, and then the very serious voice goes, the events you're about to witness are not factual. I mean, and I was like, oh, good. And then I figure out, because I'm like fucking 24. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm like, these are actors. Now I see it. Okay. 3 months later, Hurricane Katrina.
That's wild.
And I could not remember, I could not find the documentary. It's called Oil Storm from FX. And I could not find that documentary on the internet for well over a decade. Really? Now you can find it on YouTube. It's there. It happened.
Really?
Yeah. So I was when I saw what happened with Katrina, and then our gas price, even though nothing's destroyed, they're just boop, 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 and then they try again, another hurricane, boop, 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 but nothing's getting destroyed. God damn it! And they're weaker every time. We got to get this technology better. So I talked to my father. I'm like, and back then he was very programmed, and I was like, dude, this is a psyop. We can control the weather. They just want more money. That's what's going on. He's like, you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
We can't control the weather. Right. What makes you think we can control the weather? So I explained to him, oil storm. Boom. I saw it just because you didn't, and it only aired once. I saw it just because you didn't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen. 3 months later, the exact same thing happens. Give me a fucking break. What's your explanation? It's obviously just a coincidence. You're going fucking crazy. What's wrong with you?
Right.
And then I find online on my dial-up modem, I find a news thing where, and you have to think about when this is, there's a senator talking about how we have to fear that the terrorists could get their hands on weather modification technology and use it against the good old US of A. I sent him that article. And I said, motherfucker, this proves two things. The technology exists, and if they're saying the terrorists can get their hands on it, guess who's got it? Yeah. And then I found out about HARP, all
it goes on and on.
It goes on and on.
Now, that one show, YouTube channel I told you I watched, Minutes of Horror.
I got to write that down.
He's got 3.
Minutes of Horror?
Yes.
Okay.
He does seconds of horror, minutes of horror, and hours of horror.
Okay.
He's a Native American. You never see his face. He does that purposefully.
Okay.
Now, he was showing the Bouvet Island, which is north of Antarctica.
Okay.
Which Antarctica is another whole conspiracy theory topic.
Oh my God, with the Nazis and everything? We can talk about that for days.
That goes on forever. I don't even know.
Nobody's allowed there.
No, that 19-year-old kid went there.
Okay, I don't know anything about this.
And the Chilean government arrested him.
Jesus.
Because apparently he was on the Chilean portion of Antarctica, which I didn't know every country on the planet has a portion of Antarctica until this kid landed.
Kind of weird.
19-year-old kid has his own private plane, and he travels around the world flying.
That's awesome.
And he films it.
Okay.
They arrested him. They took all his stuff from him. He couldn't record, couldn't get in touch with anybody. And last I knew, it had been over 3 months that they were holding him there, captive. They said that they were releasing him because he didn't intentionally cause any harm, but he's being banned from the Chilean government from ever going into Chile again in the future.
What the fuck is going on there, Theresa? I don't get it.
I don't know what's up with
Antarctica. I don't even have a theory.
And it's like,
so outside my purview, I can't even come up with a speculative,
I can't imagine what's there.
Yeah.
Like, what is there they don't want us to know about?
Seriously.
Then I hear about these Tartanians. I don't know if you've heard about them.
No.
The mud flood survivors.
Oh, my God.
The giants.
Okay.
The
mud flood. Yes. One of my favorite conspiracy theories, because I'm an artist. And they go and, look at the way they made these buildings. We don't have that technology today. Obviously, they dug it up. Motherfucker, craftsmanship is getting worse for profit.
Yeah.
Yes, we could make these buildings right now. We choose not to, and you are being convinced that a white box is the ideal thing to live in. No decorations, no flourish, because it's profitable. And I do a commercial every fucking week when I do the podcast. I'm going to do it after you leave today. It's called my Inferiorism Project, where I talk about things exactly like this, trying to promote my art. Hey, and it starts out like this. You've noticed that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? Here's one reason. And I have to go into that conspiracy theory. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Well, Tucker Carlson had mentioned, he's like, did you notice that after everybody rebuilt the countries after World War II, everything became stone cold ugly. It's just white cement. Yes! There's no detail. There's nothing.
Yeah, and he went to Russia and he's like, look at how beautiful.
Look how beautiful the architecture is. He's like, it's like they deliberately want us to live in these cold cement block houses.
Yeah.
There's no nature. There's no nothing.
Right.
It's just dead.
They want you depressed and they want you desperate and they want you to feed your ego with money because that makes you work harder.
It goes right back to the Titanic and the sinking of those 4 guys who could have helped prevent us from having income tax in the first goddamn place.
Oh my God, Harry talks about this all the time. I don't know anything about this. The Titanic. Okay, I hate to do this to you. Let me take a bathroom break, and if you need to, you're welcome to as well. And let's talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know Franklin had one. I'm pretty sure Jefferson had his own newsletter. Washington had his own newsletter. They all used to have their own newsletters back in the day. Now you can't talk about politics. It's taboo.
Well, unless you're pushing the narrative they want you to push.
Right. You got to be on the right side or you're not on any side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Titanic. Hit me.
Titanic.
Hit me.
So there was originally a Federal Reserve contract between the federal government and the federal bank.
Okay.
Contract was up to expire. I'm giving you a brief rundown.
Yeah, for sure.
So J.P. Morgan Chase, and I don't think most people know, was a major investor in the Titanic.
Okay.
That was his ship.
Okay.
So he invited the prominent to-do men of that day, 4 of whom were against renewing the contract with the Federal Reserve Bank because they wanted to federalize lending the government money with interest in return, which would mean they would have to tax the citizens to repay whatever loans they got from that bank.
So and we've brought this up a ton of times on this podcast, but I realize, a lot of people might be first-time viewers or whatever that are watching this. The way the Federal Reserve works, the Federal Reserve is about as federal as Federal Express. It is, and I didn't make up that line. I can't take credit, but it's a good line.
It's a good line.
It's a good line. It is a private organization. All of the money, 100% of the money that the government gets is loaned with interest, which means the currency in your pocket has not only no value, it actually represents debt. Every dollar in your pocket is owned as debt by the Federal Reserve, which has to be paid back at interest. And all of your income taxes, which Harry so eloquently tells us every podcast is illegal for wage employees, 100% of your federal income taxes go back to pay the interest on the debt. Where do you think the principal's supposed to fucking come from? It's impossible to pay back. And we hit not the philosophical, what's the fucking word? The theoretical limits of inflation in the late 90s. Okay? And the system just keeps going. So that's the way the Federal Reserve works. All the money you come from, they buy bonds from the American government. All the money in your pocket represents debt, not value. Right. And that's the way our system works. So, I'm sorry. Right. Go ahead, just to catch people up.
Yeah. So prior to 1912, there were different ways. It was gold-backed.
Exactly.
currency.
And Harry thinks that's the reason why Abraham Lincoln was shot with the goldbacks, and he was shot on tax day.
April 15th.
April 15th.
April 15th. So when the Titanic sank, the 4 people who could have put a halt to that whole system sank with it. J.P. Morgan Chase decided not to show up and go on the voyage with them, the maiden voyage. But he made sure that all those 4 guys who could have voted against it all got free tickets to go on their luxury cruise.
That's wild.
And then in 1913 is when they started the income tax law and the IRS.
Right.
And that's to collect the debt from us to repay for whatever
the interest
government
on the
loans.
debt.
Right.
Wow.
Now Nixon put the nail in the coffin by completely removing any gold currency.
That's right. Yep. And he did it. He did it with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. And
that was the last time anybody even saw gold in the vault.
Yeah. Who knows?
Don't even know if it's there.
Who knows?
Who knows? And now all the
Fort Knox might be an empty building with a bunch of soldiers standing around to look good.
That's it. And all of the world currency is based on the American petrodollar.
That's why we go to war with people like Iraq, because they are threatening to sell their oil in other than the American dollar.
Right.
You've noticed that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? Here's one reason. The whole system is built on planned mediocrity, on something called inferiorism. We live in a world where products are designed to break. Art is mass-produced, and you're told to pay a premium for garbage. This is called planned obsolescence, the corporate strategy of making things fall apart just in time for the next version. But here's the twist. They've convinced us that cheap, ugly, disposable goods are actually valuable. Let me give you a perfect example. A few months ago, Nordstrom, a high-end US department store, started selling a simple cotton bag, a hola, for $48. In India, where it comes from, it costs less than $1 and is used to carry vegetables. But slap it in a fancy shelf, give it a marketing boost, and suddenly it's exotic or nostalgic and worth a small fortune. Is a gallery space any different? Are you paying for the item or are you paying for the context? And this isn't just about bags. The entire economy is rigged the same way. Light bulbs that used to last forever were deliberately shortened to 1,000 hours back in the 1920s, so you'd have to buy more. Phones slow down over time. Furniture breaks. And then we're told that the new and improved version is somehow superior. You see this in the art world too. Galleries sell cold, soulless work for millions, while real artists, people who pour their hearts into every piece, are ignored. On purpose. The mainstream art market isn't about beauty or meaning anymore. It's about creating an illusion of value where none exists. You want to believe that art is only for the elite, only for those who can afford a name. But here's what they don't want you to know. You don't need their permission. You don't need their validation. And you don't have to be a billionaire to live surrounded by beauty. Real art is personal, emotional, and it's alive. It's the opposite of planned mediocrity. And that's exactly what I create at newworldordernow.art.com. Every piece at newworldordernow.art.com is a rebellion against the empty, disposable world that they've built for us. Go to newworldordernow.art.com. That's NWONOWART.com. Sign up for our newsletter and get 20% off your first order. Take your power back. Fill your life with something that actually matters to you. This is your chance to own a piece of the resistance.
In other currencies.
Damn, dude.
So the BRICS nations, they went back gold back.
I don't know what BRICS is.
So BRICS is...
I know that it was a big fucking controversy in the UK. Can you explain it to me? Because I'm not familiar with it.
So BRICS, it's... what countries are in it? Brazil, Russia...
Oh, am I thinking Brexit?
Brexit.
I'm thinking Brexit. I'm sorry. So
the
explain. I don't know what BRICS is. Explain it to me.
There's 5 major countries that they share oil.
Okay. Just like we have OPEC, they have BRICS?
They have BRICS.
Okay.
And it's gold-backed, and it's non-American petro money that they'll accept.
Okay.
So they'll take gold bricks to provide them with oil. Russia's one of the countries. China's one of the countries.
Okay.
What we would now refer to as our current Axis powers.
Okay.
Now, the BRICS nation, like I said, they were all going back. They want to go back to gold-backed standards.
Now, Russia does and China do have a centralized bank, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
They do. And
and it is a private corporation.
And basically what happens is what they do is, like, when we sanction them, they're not paying us anything. What happens is we devalue our currency that they have to use to buy oil on the markets.
Okay.
That's all the sanction is. I never understood that. I thought it was a fine a country has to pay.
So
when they sanction
when we sanction another country, we're devaluing our own currency.
We devalue their currency to convert into our currency in order for them to go on the markets and buy other goods.
Oil specifically.
Well, like if Russia needs wheat,
right,
and they want to go out.
Yeah, give me an example.
We say we have sanctions on them, so whatever they're going to trade for that wheat, we're telling you no. They're only, because they're sanctioned. It's only worth 25% of your currency because they're sanctioned.
Okay.
So they can only get so much wheat for their currency. Like that's what a sanction is.
Okay.
So they can't get as many imports as they normally would if they weren't sanctioned.
So it's just because we have a deal with the countries that are selling them the wheat, and we're like, well, you can't sell it under this price.
Right.
Okay.
That Russia has to pay this much more for your goods because they're under sanction with us.
And they just have a deal. And it's not based on global markets of supply and demand. It's just like, you're sanctioned now. This is what you're going to pay.
Right.
Okay.
Like we sanctioned the Iranian government.
Okay.
And that's another whole bowl of wax.
Yeah.
Obama made sure when Hillary lost, 4 plane loads of cash, U.S. cash, left here to go be flown to Iran.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
And then we released their other funds to give them access to their money. It was only supposed to be so much per year under that ridiculous nuclear deal that they had going on.
Okay. I've heard a little bit. I'm not... Yeah, you're way more up on that than I am.
That's in the Q drops. You
Okay.
can find that on QAG News. You just type in Iran and you'll see all the things. So, like, according to the drops, like, the news unlocks the map. So whatever new news you start learning, you can go back into the drops and you'll see it's mentioned in there and they give you an explanation.
What's the website for this?
QAG.news.
QAG.news?
QAGG.news.
GG. Dot news. And is Q still dropping?
No.
No, that stopped, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's roughly 5,000 drops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what percentage of those would you say I'm going to go through and just be like, this sounds like Nostradamus? Like, honestly.
At first, I thought it was.
Uh-huh.
Like, holy shit. Some of it is more like historical.
Okay.
Like, they explain to you shit Hillary Clinton did. So, like, when she was Secretary of State under Barack Obama.
Yeah.
She had a Russian deal going on in the background to sell them uranium-1.
Okay.
So we were selling Russia our uranium.
Yeah.
Then she had that big reset button thing she did with Medvedev.
You brought this up on the phone call. I don't know anything about this. I missed it.
Oh,
Media
yeah.
blackout.
Hang on.
You want me to bring it? I can bring it up on the screen. We can watch it.
Reset with Russia. She did this whole photo op and...
Well, let's... oh my god, I still have us up on the screen. I didn't want that. We can cut this out. Let's find it.
And they call her online Killery.
Tim Dillon I just watched a podcast he was doing with talking about Bill and Hillary Clinton, and he's like, I think they might burn themselves down with the Epstein Files just to fuck Trump. It's their last kill.
You know? Well, did you ever hear Patrick Bet David?
No.
So he's a Lebanese American. His family migrated here, and he became a business mogul, mostly insurance business, and he has a podcast. Valuetainment. He actually offered Tucker Carlson $100 million deal to go to his network after he got fired from Fox.
Yeah, I'm so glad he's doing independent now. Like, I actually like him now. I did not like him so much on Fox, and now I'm like, he's actually a really good journalist.
Yeah, see, she did a whole photo op with the reset
Oh,
button.
so is this going to be a video, or it's just a photograph?
I only picked up the image.
Okay.
It was a whole thing.
Oh, here you go. I got
It was like
it.
a whole campaign thing she did where they were going to reset their ties with Russia.
I got it.
And that's the other gentleman I was mentioning that became prime minister or president of Russia.
Today, in anticipation of this important meeting and our time here together, I wanted to present you with a little gift which represents what President Obama and Vice President Biden and I have been saying. And that is, we want to reset our relationship.
Let's do it together.
So we will do it together, okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're very welcome.
All right. Interesting. So I don't know anything about this. Tell me what this is about.
So I don't know what was going on. I think at this time it was the scandal of the hot mic with Barack Obama.
Okay.
When he leaned in and said on the hot mic, now you always got to think every microphone is on.
Yeah.
And you would think an experienced politician might know that, but maybe he was just a little green guild.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he said, don't worry about anything. We'll take care of everything. Because I don't know if you remember, he threw out the 13 diplomats, the Russian diplomats.
I was so...
And he sanctioned the hell out of Russia.
When was
publicly.
Barack Obama in office again? 2000...
2008 until 2016.
Yeah, I
Trump
was
took over.
28 and not paying attention.
Not paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he, on the hot mic, said, don't worry about it. We'll take care of the sanctions and the ban on your diplomats in the next...
And he was talking to whom when he said this?
He was talking to Putin.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Next administration. We'll take care of that.
How can he even fucking know that?
Because they thought Hillary was going to win.
Ha 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 ha.
They thought they were going to put their finger on the scale and get her in and not Trump.
Right.
That's why he did that mic drop scene, Barack Obama, when he said, at least I can say I was president. Boom.
Oh, dude.
To Trump.
Dude,
Trump
that
won.
is the only reason he ran. That guy runs on pure ego. You can't fucking make fun. I don't care if he's accusing you of being born from the mating of a donkey and a goat. You cannot make fun of that man. You will pay for it. Jimmy Kimmel knows it. The Democratic Party knows it. And now Obama knows it. Good job. Okay.
Did you see that recently he bought a home in England?
Who?
Barack Obama.
No.
A lot of shit's coming out.
What's going on with the home in England?
Well, I guess he thinks he's going to run over there and hang out with his friend Keir Starmer and get away from any of the bullshit he pulled here. With all his scandals. Because he had that scandal-free White House. There was... my administration was scandal-free.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
Well, you got this dipshit selling our uranium to Russia.
Okay.
Who's our big bad boogeyman.
Okay.
Right? CIA loves foreign boogeymans.
Oh, yeah.
Iran was another boogeyman. You just sent pallets of cash to Iran
Yeah.
when she lost to pay the debt of what they invested in her campaign here.
Oh. Okay.
And now Trump is saying all this shit is going to start coming out.
Okay.
Everybody, he's like, Obama got caught red-handed spying on my campaign. We've got all the files. That's all out.
Well, now, I mean, if you look at recent interviews with Trump, because the Clintons are threatening to go directly to the hearings on the Epstein Files before they're subpoenaed, kind of like burn ourselves down, just take this motherfucker out. Trump's actually very favorable when he talks about the Clintons now. He's like, I know Bill. Bill's a great guy. We've been friends a long time. I was like, ugh, Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Well, they already testified in their home with Congress there. The one committee showed up and they testified there because they were subpoenaed.
The Clintons? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
Bill... Well,
Now,
Bill,
has anything been made public from that?
Oh, yeah, you can watch the videos of most of it.
Oh, okay.
Bill
Holy shit.
gets all excited because they pass him pictures of him with all these girls in the Epstein Files.
Wait. So is he like literally popping a tent? What do we mean by excited?
Yes. His lawyer goes to pick the paper, and as his lawyer's taking the paper, he's like, wait.
Remember that?
He's like going down memory lane with her.
Oh my God.
And
I gotta watch this.
Yeah, you gotta look that up.
Oh
It's
my God.
So ridiculous. And she got pissy, and she stormed out. And she,
Hillary stormed out?
Oh
my God.
she is such a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not a
I'm sure the
I'm
only
not a
reason
fan.
why Bill stayed was because she threatened to cut his wee-wee off if he left. Little Bill's going bye-bye.
Well, have you seen the series House of Cards with Kevin Spacey?
Oh, yes.
I am convinced that's the way that works. And if you look at his relationship with his wife, he starts screwing around with a reporter. She knows about it. They're just there
hungry.
for power.
Right.
It's not what you would call a human relationship where there's jealousy and infatuation or love.
No.
They're interested in one thing, and she figured out that he was her best bet to get what she wanted.
Right.
And I mean, not only that thing in House of Cards, but I kind of feel like that's the way the whole system I think that came so close to like showing us exactly
what goes on in the house.
Yeah, so I mean, if Hillary stormed out, it's just because she's being made to look like an ass in public. I don't think she really gives a shit.
No, she was mad because one of the congressmen there, or congresswoman, Boebert, took a picture of her right before the proceedings started.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? This is how you Republicans always are, she was just.
She's not
this
used
is
to.
ridiculous.
She's not used to being photographed.
I guess.
What the fuck?
If this is what we're doing here,
Did she not look good? As good as she looks.
I don't know. I mean, they even made it a point to go to her.
Yeah.
They went to Chappaqua, which is another circumstance, a whole fucking backstory to that. The Chinese government bought them that house and gifted it to them. Yeah, the whole Monica Lewinsky thing.
Yeah.
That whole scandal was a cover. Remember I said to you, whenever you see a big headline, there's something more fucked up going on behind it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
it's classic magician misdirection.
Right.
Don't pay attention to this. I'm moving this hand.
Yes. Look at this shiny object. Don't pay attention here.
For sure.
So when all that shit was going on with Monica Lewinsky, and they were investigating him for this inappropriate affair.
Yeah.
Who really gives a shit where he dipped his stick?
Seriously. Dude, you and I...
If you're keeping our country safe and doing what you're supposed to do, who gives a fuck what you're doing in the background?
Right.
I'm pretty sure every dude needs a blowjob and she ain't giving it. So, look at her. She ain't giving it to him. So, that whole thing was a cover for all the deals he was making with China in the background.
Okay.
Helping them get back into the world trade.
So what'd he do? Offer up his sexual impropriety as a sacrifice in order to veil his accumulation of power in a deal with China?
Right.
Huh. That's an interesting theory. I've never heard that.
Yes, because at the time, China was kind of a pariah. They were calling them developing nation.
No.
They always forgive China as a developing nation.
Yeah. Do you know they're the only large economy country in basically history that has completely eradicated poverty? And they did it systematically, and it took them 15 fucking years to do it. Poverty in China is, if not zero, near fucking zero.
Well, do you see what's going on right now with the digital ID shit?
Mm.
Some of the kids, they don't have their digital ID.
You're talking about in the States?
No, in China.
Oh, okay.
They don't exist in the system.
Mm.
They're now all homeless. They have no access to money.
Yeah.
They have no living quarters.
Oh, I'm not saying China's great.
They're all over the street now.
Yeah.
I didn't know this until recently. They have over 400,000 cameras, public cameras in China right now.
Sure.
So
do we.
Like Brett Baer, we have on record 100,000.
Yeah, on
public.
record.
Public. I'm saying government owned, public.
Right.
So Brett Baer went to China to cover the visit with Trump, going over there to talk to Xi. And he was amazed that within 2 minutes, his cameraman got a text message that he received a ticket for $40 for being parked illegally. He was like, "You've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. Imagine if this comes to the States."
Very controlled. Yes.
Well, what do you call flock cameras? Flock camera system, they said they set up that whole thing because they want to protect the world. They want to protect the country.
Okay.
So they're not looking to protect your personal home. They're looking to capture criminals. How do you capture not inside someone's house? You capture the criminals out on the street.
Okay.
So Flock Camera is hoping to get arrangements with cities and counties so their cameras will be public.
Okay.
It's the Flock effect, the Flock Camera effect.
I've never heard of this. Is this an American company trying to do this in America? Okay,
Yes.
I got you.
Yes, that's going on here.
All right.
Now, as far as, and I know I'm jumping again, so when we were talking about weather modification,
Yeah.
there's an American company who admitted 3 days before the last big Texas flood, where that camp got flooded out and they lost 27 kids.
No idea.
I believe that, pretty sure that was in October-ish.
Okay.
I want to say. This American company went public and said, "Oh yeah, we did seed clouds a few days before that, about 100 miles away.
Okay.
But we didn't cause that flood." Okay, so they're not just admitting publicly that now private companies are doing this, but now you're getting floods all over the place. Like Dubai just had a bad flood.
Mm-hmm.
And again, cloud seeding.
Yeah.
You can't cloud seed in a gosh darn desert. What do you expect is going to happen?
Right.
You can't control it.
Right.
Once the rain starts falling, where's it going to get soaked up in the sand?
Exactly.
It doesn't work like
doesn't.
that. If it did, they would have lush, fertile grounds. It doesn't work like that.
And you were talking about Project Satan.
Satan.
Project Satan.
I don't remember what the acronym stands for. There it goes.
I got it right there. The Satan, Stratospheric Aerosol Transport and Nucleation Project, was a 2022 climate experiment that launched high-altitude weather balloons to release small amounts of sulfur dioxide gas into the stratosphere. It was an unauthorized, low-cost proof of concept for solar radiation modification or geoengineering, like Bill Gates tried to do with the putting gold dust or whatever he wanted to do into the fucking atmosphere.
Aluminum dioxide he wanted to spray in our skies, yes.
Intended to reflect sunlight and cool the planet. The experiment was conducted in the UK. The team built a balloon from hobbyist parts for under $1,000 and successfully released about 400 grams of sulfur dioxide gas at an altitude of roughly 24 kilometers or 15 miles. Now, this is interesting. The acronym, the researchers intentionally chose the provocative acronym of Satan, Hail Satan, to draw attention to the lack of global governance, transparency, and public oversight in solar engineering. So, if it's an art project, it definitely got my attention. I got to give them props for that.
Now, just out of curiosity, can you also look up when the China weather balloon went across the continental U.S.?
Yeah,
I guarantee that was 22. I know it was during Biden.
Yeah, it was during. It was like the
during
last
zombie.
Wasn't it the last year of his administration or the year prior? Yeah,
I'm not sure which year it was.
Let's look that up.
But it's interesting because they say weather balloons. And that's what they told us China floated
Alexa
over.
is fucking useless lately. Let me try this. Siri, in what year did we discover a weather balloon from China floating across the United States?
Here's an answer from SCM.
2023.
Okay, so the following
Pretty fucking
year.
close. Yeah.
So the following year, we had the Chinese weather balloon. Now, do I believe it was a weather balloon? Absolutely not. And let's be fucking for real. They are
Wasn't the rig on it like the size of an SUV? Wasn't it? I think I remember hearing that.
Yes. And the second one that they found, they waited until it got to off the coast of South Carolina to shoot it down.
Yeah, unsalvageable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once it was over the entire continental U.S., then they shot it out of the sky.
That was weird. That was so, I remember I was working in the post office at that point, and I'm watching an Alex Jones video where he's talking about it, and he's speculating it could be used as EMF because our energy grid is so fragile. You release a massive EMF, you take us fucking out.
Yes. I think it was...
it was so weird, though, because nothing ever happened, and then the administration's ignoring it, and then the second one, they're like, all right, now we'll shoot it down when it's in the ocean.
That's it. Now, my guesstimate would be, since China is trying to buy up all our open farmland...
And Bill Gates.
I'm pretty sure they were surveying the land.
Yeah.
That would be my guesstimate.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be my guesstimate.
Okay.
Because they're picking where we grow the most crops, where most of our food basket is.
Yeah.
And if you follow the trajectory and the travel route of it, you kind of go over our plains land.
Okay.
Okay, so it's spent a lot of time in the Midwest, what we call the Great Plains. That's our food basket. Yeah. And that's where they're buying up most of the land.
And I know that a lot of the land that they're buying up is agricultural, but a lot of it is also around military bases.
Right.
But that might be misdirection because that is obviously where you would put a military base. I'll tell you what, if you wanted to take over the world and get rid of your primary adversary, America's attitude is always, well, we got bigger guns than you, we're gonna blow you up. Maybe that's not the most salient strategy in our current world paradigm. I think China's doing it a little better. They own most of our debt. They're buying up a shitload of our agricultural land. I mean, you don't have to be fucking Nostradamus to know what they're up to.
Right.
Yeah, they tried that whole fucking Huawei thing. I mean, come on.
They own our pharmaceuticals. Like, we don't even make our own antibiotics anymore.
Yeah. We saw that during COVID. Yeah.
We learned that during COVID, how much is overseas.
COVID opened up so much bullshit and hoodwinkery to the American public. I'll tell you what, Theresa, if it was a planned thing, and it was, the people who are our elites that did it, they fucking dropped the ball. COVID is the thing that happened that woke so many people up to the fuckery of our own government than anything else I can fucking remember throughout history.
Well, I think by them pushing Biden on us, they revealed to us what they really think of the presidency of the United States of America.
Useless.
It's a fucking joke.
Useless.
That's what the point they were making with that.
I think so.
Now,
and they do seem to have senses of humor.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
Weekend at Bernie's for 4 years, that was interesting.
Right.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
That's what that whole thing was. Hunter Biden was carrying him across the lawn most of the time.
Yeah, the crackhead was carrying him across.
With the backpack. And we don't know where the cocaine came from in the White House. They still did not
We have to have an investigation, man. Who knows? Who knows?
They never solved that issue.
Listen. Who knows?
Hunter was living there.
It might have.
Coke into right now.
It could have been a Russian plant that was trying to destroy our faith in democracy.
Yeah.
Who snuck into the White House and planted it definitely wasn't the drug addict son of the president who had to get all of his teeth replaced because he was smoking crack and meth every day. That can't be it.
Have you ever seen his laptop?
I've seen some images on podcasts and shit. I have no interest in looking through it. I don't want to see that type of. Now, frankly, I am a little voyeuristic, but no, I don't have enough of an interest. I'll just go watch porn.
I think
he's such a sad character.
So just knowing that there's a picture of him in those 630 something pages of him naked with a gun at his hip, and his 9-year-old niece, the child of his dead brother, is standing
whose wife he married,
whose wife he was fucking and married, was standing there negligee while this picture was taken, was enough for me to say,
wait, she's 9 years old and she's in a negligee? How do you even have that made? Nobody sells negligees for 9-year-olds. Are you fucking kidding me?
He must have gotten it from Temu. I can only imagine. She's in a... It's like a reddish, like a burgundy reddish negligee.
Oh my God.
She's fucking 9 years old.
Jesus Christ.
And he's buck naked, which was a common thing in that house while him and Haley were together.
Well, I know
apparently.
Biden used to like take showers with his
daughter
daughter until she was like 13 or some shit.
15.
15. Jesus.
15. Yes, the diary that James O'Keefe got raided by the FBI over getting a handle on.
I don't know.
So James O'Keefe is from Veritas.
Oh,
Project
okay.
Veritas.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and somebody contacted him that went to the drug halfway house that she had been staying in.
Okay.
Ashley Biden. After she left all her belongings there.
Okay.
She left early and left everything behind. After 1 month, the drug facility, they take possession of your property.
Okay.
And apparently the new person that moved in found the diary and figured out it belonged to her and got in touch with a few news organizations.
And that's how we know.
They offered it to him. And then they went to his house and the FBI raided his house looking for it and arrested him for stealing it. And he's like, how can I steal something when I was never even there? Somebody presented it to me.
It's so fucked. I've said this on the podcast before, but I think it is worth repeating. If you want to know where true evil lies, if you want to know who your enemy actually is, because especially in America, people with a lack of imagination always use the word they. Okay, who are you describing? Who are they? Or they say the government. Do you know how many competing interests make up that organization?
You're talking about 12 million employees.
Yeah.
Which one?
What's the government? I used to work for the government. I was a post office employee. I'm part of the government. Give me a break. Although, New World Order. Right there, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they. Who's they? It frustrates me that people have such a lack of an imagination. I forget where I was going with this. Shit. Where was I?
If you want to know where...
Oh, if you want to know where
lies.
true evil comes from and who your enemy actually is, all you have to do, thank you, is look at where people are actively accumulating power. Because power, by definition, in a political sense, look up the definition of politics, it means power over you. Not just power to live better or power over myself or power over my accomplishments. It's power over you.
When did we change the term from public servant to public officials? Wherever that started, that's the veil falling.
That's a good question. That's a really good question, because just that little perversion of the term,
it tells you the power structure shift.
Language is so
powerful. Yes.
It is magic. I can sit here and think a thing, make what is called sound, but is basically vibrations out of my face hole. And all of a sudden, that idea is now in your head. It's just as magical as reading. And I always remember this scene from Game of Thrones. Okay. Tarly is sitting there reading a book in the library, and he's got that wildling with him, with the baby. And, she never learned how to read. So he's like, did you know, blah, 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 blah. And she looks at him and she goes, so you were staring at a page with marks on it for over an hour, and now you know that information. You must be a sorcerer. But language is way more powerful.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yes. So just that little paradigm shift.
Yeah.
In a term.
Will change the way people think about their government.
Right, because people, oh my God.
Over time.
You're in public office. You're an official.
Right.
Official over what?
Over me. You no longer serve me. You no longer work for me. You're in charge of me.
That's it. That's like what I said to that one campaign manager. I don't even know who your representative is. Who is he? You want me to put a sign out for a guy? You're not advertising very well.
Yeah.
I live in the state. I am involved politically.
Yeah.
I keep up with local politics.
Right. I think we talked about that off camera. So somebody knocked on your door, and tell the story.
No, I went to a Pike County Republican meeting.
Okay.
One. Because after walking out of there, I'm like, this county is so dog humped. If this is what we have as the creme de la creme. I was like, really? These people are not even in touch with what's really going on.
Right.
Like the whole COVID scene, these people would fall for it again in a second. So if you mention the H virus to them, I don't know if we're even allowed to say that word.
Hantavirus, fuck them.
Yeah. So if you were to walk in this room and say, you know, I was exposed to the hantavirus, these people would curl up in a ball in a corner. You're not fighting for me. You're not helping me any.
Right.
You're sitting here bragging about going to a council meeting for the county, and I told them no. Well, good, you should have fucking told them no. It's stupid.
Look at how big my balls are. Vote for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
And here, we got this young congressman. He wants to be a representative. What's his name? Rob Bresnahan. Who the fuck is Rob Bresnahan? I'm like, I watch political podcasts all day. Never heard of this person.
Right.
Your advertising sucks. Maybe you should get yourself on some podcasts, political podcasts. And I even threw out some names.
Hey, Bresnahan. Invitation's open. New World Order right here, baby.
There you go.
I can guarantee you nothing. No views. But it seems to be in line with your current strategy. What do you have to lose?
You know? And then all the kid gave me was a freaking sign and a business card and a pamphlet.
Yeah.
I'm not putting your sign in my yard. I don't know who this guy is.
There was no here's what he represents.
This is what he wants to do.
He
wants to rebuild the county, or he wants to help rebuild the state.
They're always very vague things, aren't they? Because they're not latching onto your intellect. They're trying to pull your emotion.
Right.
They're like fucking energy vampires.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like I told hubby Boomer, stop watching Fox News. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I know that's your go-to news guys, but stop watching them. They're stupid.
Tucker's not there anymore. Why are you bothering?
The minute he got fired, I shut it down. I was like, I'm done. I'm over it. You know, and then that Patrick Bet-David guy popped up, and I started following him. And I will tell you, you watch Valuetainment?
No.
You watch a podcast or two of him, and he has no problems rolling around the grass and dirt with these people.
Valuetainment.
PDD. Right? Patrick Bet-David.
Patrick.
PBD. Yeah.
Rick. B-E-T-T?
P.
Oh.
B-D for his initials.
Patrick Bet-David. Okay.
Right. Now, he had on, do you remember Anthony Weiner from New York City?
Oh, I do. That's the gentleman that, somehow he's still active, even though he got caught sending his dick around to
15-year-olds?
Yeah!
Oh, Weinstein and Queens in underwear.
Weiner.
Yeah, he's on the ABC radio.
Who was?
He's on ABC radio. He's a local politician.
Anthony Weiner?
Anthony Weiner. He's trying to get back onto the scene.
Right, he got a picture of him in his underwear about 8 years ago.
Oh, way worse than that. Yeah.
He was, So he was married to Huma Aberdeen.
Okay.
So who the hell is Huma Aberdeen?
I have no idea.
That was Hillary Clinton's side woman. That was her right-hand man.
Oh.
Now, he wanted to run for Congress. I don't know what was on his laptop. Couldn't tell you. Because the FBI don't seem to know where they put it.
Whose laptop?
Anthony Weiner's.
Okay.
That's where the 33,000 illegal emails were traced to.
From Hillary Clinton?
From Hillary Clinton on her legal server.
Off his laptop?
Really? He had a folder on his laptop.
Why haven't I ever heard this?
That said HRC insurance policy.
Oh, shit.
So now you had 9, and you can look this up. I'm not lying. I ain't making this up. You can look it up. 9 detectives that worked on the Anthony Weiner case, who all saw the laptop, all committed suicide.
Yeah. I do get a little nervous talking about the Clintons. I'm going to go ahead with, what did Donald Trump say when they were talking about Ghislaine Maxwell and he was on the golf course and he goes, "Oh, really? Oh, well, I wish her well. Hey, Clintons, listen.
I wish you well.
I wish you well. Nothing against you guys. I think you're killing it out there. I didn't. No. You're reading into that. Don't. How dare you? How dare you?
We are not suicidal.
By the way,
we like our lives.
I do enjoy being here.
Yes.
That's fun. What do you say we wrap it up with that?
There you go.
I think we're getting a little long in the tooth. Let's leave the people wanting more. You were fucking charming, intelligent.
Thank you.
And I brought up a few things where I was like, shit, I'm giving her my opinion about what I think about this before, and in a very excited manner, before I see what she thinks about it. I don't want to make you uncomfortable if we have a disagreement, but we fucking agreed on
a lot of shit,
pretty much everything. And
because even if we don't agree on outcomes, we can at least admit the veil is gone.
Oh, it's so gone.
Their fucking veil is gone.
The veil has been lifted.
And like I said to you, I was on Twitter 1.0 and following Q followers. And back then, they were just promoting the drops and doing all this shit. And then they would have Patriot trains, Trump trains, they called them.
Okay.
So if they considered you a patriot and you were reposting Trump shit, they would put you on a Trump train and your handle would show up.
Okay.
The day after my handle showed up on one of them Trump trains,
yeah,
I'm on a drive all the way down to Danville, Pennsylvania to take my daughter for a cardiac appointment.
Okay.
I'm getting messages from people I haven't talked to in 15 years. You message me. I know it's not you because of the content. They hacked all my social media.
Oh, shit.
All my social media. The day
shit.
after. And I thought, well, I've been on Twitter for 2 years. Nothing's ever happened. Who gives a shit? They put me on this stupid little train.
What was the messaging?
They were like trying to sell my one friend a fucking truck. They were promising people sweepstakes earnings. Like, it was just ridiculous, stupid
It was
shit.
just ridiculous bullshit.
Yes.
Okay.
But like one kid I went to school with, he was a year older and we had the same exact birthday. But we hated each other in school growing up. As adults, we liked each other on Facebook just because we remembered each other.
Sure.
His wife reached out and like, I'm pretty sure you didn't send this to my husband.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would I even message your husband? Like, that doesn't even make sense, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I couldn't get back in to my Facebook at all. Never got back into it at all.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I had to make all new accounts, and because there was no way for me to verify. They had already changed the email linked to my Facebook and Instagram because they were linked.
So what do you speculate was the do you think everybody on the Trump train was hacked, or?
They were all complaining that was happening to them, and I'm
Okay.
like, well, I'm a small account. I got 75 followers. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, right.
You know, why would they bother with me? And then sure as shit, there you go.
Well, because en masse, I guess it would defame what you're involved in.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole movement, especially anytime any account mentioned Q, you were a fucking target. You were
Sure.
like a walking target.
Yeah.
Now I got into Q. I started hearing rumbles about it. It was a few months after because they started posting in like October of 2017. I didn't really start looking into it until like 2019.
Okay.
And I'm like, what is everybody talking about?
Well, hey, man, 2019, 2020, we all got a lot of time on our fucking hands, that's for sure.
That's for shit sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have to admit, I didn't get back on social media until Trump announced he was going to run again.
Yeah.
Then it went back on. Oh no, when Elon bought it.
Yeah.
I gave it 6 months and then I went back on.
I love him for that. And I love him for fighting with Trump over his budget after he left Doge. He's like, listen, I just potentially saved you hundreds of billions of dollars, and now you have a bigger federal budget. And they got in a fight over it. I was like, great. But as far as his acquisition of Twitter goes, you remember how much the left was pissing their pants over that? Brett Weinstein had a very, once again on the Dark Horse podcast, he had a very interesting episode named Zero is a Special Number. And his point was, if they can control all of the information that you are able to have access to, then you have zero other outlets. As long as there's just one that they can't control, they do not have power. They're in trouble. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And when you asked me before about the elites, look at who the elites are currently. Nancy Pelosi. She can't even keep her teeth in her mouth. Joe Biden. He was on the Amtrak train a few weeks ago. They asked him where he was headed, and he said, I'm going to pick up babies. Yeah.
What?
You didn't see
No!
that? Oh my God, you got to look that up.
What?
Biden going to pick up babies. That's what the fuck he said. No, he went to one restaurant in D.C.
I'll let you tell us. I was going to look it up. I'll let you tell a story. Okay.
So nobody even recognized him at a restaurant in D.C. How fucking sad is that?
Why is somebody worth that much money on an Amtrak train?
Where's his handler?
Does he have... Where's his nurse?
I don't know.
There's a lot of questions. Okay, I'm going to pick up
babies.
His
wife, Dr. Jill?
I'm going to pick up babies. Okay, my follow-up question to that, if I was a journalist, would be, why? Are you going to fuck them or eat them? Also, where's your nurse? Also, where's your Secret Service detail? Also, why is somebody worth as much money as you riding
a fucking
Amtrak?
train?
Yeah, a lot of questions.
A lot more questions than any answers you'll ever get.
That's so weird.
Now, if you really want to look into something crazy, look into Frazzle Drip.
Let me write that down. Frazzle Drip?
Frazzle Drip.
Frazzle? What's this?
So that was supposed to be on Anthony Weiner's laptop.
Okay.
So Frazzle Drip was supposed to be a ritualistic act committed by Hillary and Huma.
Oh.
Where they
Who's
tortured
Huma?
Huma Abedin, Anthony Weiner's wife.
Okay.
Hillary Clinton's side-hand woman, whose mom is in charge of the Muslim Brotherhood in America.
Yay!
Yes, like I told you, lots of Iranians and Muslims in the Obama administration all know how to speak Arabic. All the top officials all knew Arabic fluently. A lot of them spent time in Iran growing up.
Okay.
Like Peter Strzok. Does that name sound familiar? He was the one who was investigating Trump for the Russia collusion. Peter Strzok grew up in Iran.
You know, there's still people that believe in that, and they don't know that it was created by Hillary Clinton's campaign. There's still people that fucking believe in this.
So stupid.
Yeah, and all the things that Israel is pushing right now, now they're starting to blame Russia collusion for these things.
Fucking ridiculous.
Frazzle Drip.
Frazzle Drip. So
listen. So this is a ritual performed by Hillary Clinton, supposedly,
right?
And Anthony Weiner's wife, and this was in the Hillary insurance policy folder on his laptop. And this brings me back to Alex Jones. Now, Alex Jones, he's not right about everything. One of the things he got very wrong, and he almost lost a lot of money because of it. But Jesus Christ, Bohemian Grove. I mean, he blew that out of the water, man. You think your country's run by Christians? Let me tell you succinctly that it is not.
No.
That is a mask that they put on because they want your vote. They want you to like them. They want you to see them as part of you. They are not. They are not. I mean, what was it Trump said during the campaign? He goes, I like all religions. I've been an Episcopalian. I've been a Catholic my entire life. It's like, whoa, dude, you got to pick one. You can't have been two religions your entire life. You got to pick one.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. It's all show.
So supposedly, have you heard of adrenochrome?
Sure. Yeah, we joke about it on this podcast all the time.
So supposedly, the ritual was performed on a young child for the adrenochrome.
That's not funny.
And they cut off her face, and they were using it as a mask in the video.
Jesus Christ.
And when the policemen saw it, now the policemen, when the New York Police Department released their statement, they didn't say that that's what they saw, but they said some of the things seen on the laptop made some of them vomit. And like I said, 9 of them committed suicide after seeing the laptop. So,
yeah.
And the file was
Hillary, I love you. I'm your guy.
Yeah.
And also I feel fine. Perfect health. Not depressed at all. I think you're hot. I'm going to be honest with you, Hillary. I think you're kind of hot. If you can get away from Big Willie over there, drop on by the Poconos. I'm sure I can show you a good time. You're my fucking fantasy.
I'm sure he'll turn you back straight, Hillary. Because according to some Secret Service detail, Hillary likes the females. She likes to dip her toe in that pond more.
Oh. Well, I'll hook you up, baby. I got connections. Listen, you got a little coke on you. You can get whatever you want.
He'll make you straight again, girl.
Oh, no. I have no illusions about the power of my Irish appendage. Sorry. Let's wrap it up there. Thank you so much for coming on. This was wonderful. I had a lot of fun.
This was fun.
Thank you very much for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Is watching. There are strangers